Alrighty, what is up, everyone? Who we got here? This is Michelle. How are you doing? Hashtag grow your own food. Awesome. Give me 1 second. We're going to get set up. I'm going to start the Whatnot stream. Y'all pop in and say hello. Say where you're from. Let's grow together. What's up, Marlon? Doing great. Awesome. Let me clean this up. All right. All right, we're going to be doing live. Let's see, Northern Colorado. Wow. How's the weather up there? We finally cooled down. We were like heat index over 100. Ashley, how are you doing? And we were in the mid 90s, like for the past couple of weeks, like just it was like brutal on the plants and that. And we finally cooled down to, I think it was only 91 or something today. So, Southern Jersey. Cool. How's the temperatures up there? So all the stuff, guys, that we're going to be showing you, I've grown indoors. It's just like really hot outside. I've grown some stuff under my shade house, but I know some of you are even hotter than this. So I want to show people how they can grow indoors. It's basically like what we were doing during the winter when it was like snowing outside. We were still growing 80s and humid. Yeah, we know about humidity here in Florida and that. But someone else from Jersey, Mariana, how are you doing? I'm going to start the Whatnot stream so we can all jump in here. I'm going to get some giveaways going for them. You know what? I don't even have a link, I don't think, for all of y'all if you haven't joined Whatnot yet. Give me 1 second. I'll get it up here. They had a free $15 credit for joining over there. And got it here somewhere. I believe for the time being, it was up to $25. The last couple of people who joined like last week, they got $25 to shop with. Somebody pop it in here. Treasure Tree, what is up? Hi, Mike. I'm from Texas. Just wanted to pop in and say hello. I really need to order your doodads. I appreciate it. Can't remember the names. I need more greens in my life. Yeah, cool deal. Self-watering adapters. And appreciate it. Y'all hang it. Let's see, you're on YouTube. You follow me on YouTube. Mariana is excited. How are you doing? There we go. All right, I dropped that. Just 1 second. I can get on YouTube and pin it so I don't have to keep dropping it. Facebook, I can't pin it. Let me get to my channel. Oh my God, I just saw something that said flesh-eating bacteria from oysters or something just killed someone. All right, YouTube. Oop, I just dropped it again, but there you go. I'll pin it at the top. And now we're set. Now let me start the Whatnot stream. 1 second. To get them going. And then if you guys got any questions about like microgreens, the way we grow them, drop them in the chat. I try to look back and forth. We're going to start live auctions over on Whatnot. Got a new product. It's kind of an updated version of this, another update. We're always trying to make things better. And if something's pretty cool, you can see different things we got growing here. These are like lettuces, so we don't get that nasty parasite that's going around, right? We grow our own lettuce. Got pak choi. There's some pak choi over here. And here's some lovely like red cabbage. $15, that's great. Amazing. Awesome. Yeah, you get $15 for jumping over there. And I put some of my adapters inside of the shop. If you go to the shop, it's got two adapters, two of the self-watering adapters. Like, see that one we grew back there? Two of the self-watering adapters for $15. So basically, you get it free. You just have to pay like taxes if there's any in your state and shipping. All right, 1 second. Go live. T-Brad's here. Psycho Case. Sabrina. Enfia. Tila Bean. What's up, everyone? Let's see. Is this straightened out right? Maybe I can drop it down a little bit so you can see the table. Good evening. How's everyone's week? I was trying to get here during the week, but we just got busy. And we were working on something new. I'm going to show you guys that. But Etsy, like I said, every time videos take off, we get slammed. So we've been slammed all through the week. So I didn't really have too much to sell. And then we were trying something different. I want to show you guys a few different things. It's pretty cool. I don't even know where to start because we kind of reinvented it a little bit. And you can see the stuff we're growing here. So we'll go over that. Let me get a giveaway going. Let's see. So one thing, whatnot, when I start putting stuff up, y'all let me know what the shipping looks like down below because shipping is changing on whatnot because of all the fuel prices and things like that. But the 921 max shipping, like the flat rate boxes, they're wanting us to go with like the ground advantage. So even if it goes over 1 pound up to like 5 pounds, between 1 and 5 pounds before we were doing priority, and whatever we could shove into the medium in a large flat rate box was 921, which was a steal because it's $21.99 for the medium and $31.99 for the large, or $30.99, something like that. It's over $30. Anyhow, it was 921. Those prices are going up. So if we do use priority flat rate, it's going to be $12.99 for the next couple of months, I think till November or something like that. But they're defaulting everybody to ground advantage. So even up to 5 pounds, I think is only going to be $7.45. So instead of priority, it's going to go ground advantage, but it's going to be cheaper in the long run. So when we start running the stuff, I'm going to ask you from time to time, look at the shipping. Let me know what the shipping's like so see that I got everything straightened out. And I don't want to like get things all funky the first day they start this. Today's the first day, which kind of a little bummer without the flat rate boxes when they're getting away from priority. I don't know if you guys know this. USPS, you know, when you go in to go get the flat rate boxes, those are free, right? The boxes. So when we do the flat rate shipping, what's up, Hummingbird? When we do the flat rate shipping, like these boxes, I can go get those for free. So that helps out like our costs. Now, if we get away from that and we just go ground advantage, we can't use those boxes. So we have to buy our own boxes. So I'll have to, I have cases of those already, the priority, and I have some of my plain brown boxes, but I don't have like a ton of them because I needed room for the priority boxes too. So I don't even know if I have enough boxes to make all the shipments, and then I've got to put an order in. See what's going up here. Let me get a giveaway started here. This is pointing with my outdoor garden this year. Oh, what happened? Brenda, how are you doing? Yeah, it's like hot outside. Let me pop that off so I can see. All right, now I can see a little bit more. Glad my micros are doing good. Cool deal. So your microgreens are doing good. Yeah, look, some of the things out, guys. We changed some stuff up. I've been working with it. You guys get first crack at it. Now it's supposed to be 100 and oh my goodness, 100. Yeah, Colorado heat. Our garden flopped. Yeah, it's miserable. That's why we're just growing like inside. I got the shade house out there, and even though some of this, I did one video. If you guys saw us like growing the peas out there, we were growing the pea shoots out there. They were growing fine, but when it's 100 degrees, you don't even want to be outside messing around with it, right? I mean, if I had a garden, I wouldn't even want to be out there doing all the weeding and tilling and all that crap. So, Terry, what's up? Gringo Garden, Gringo Digging. How are you doing? My garden is burnt. Nice to grow indoors. Yeah, look at this one, guys. You know, so we don't get cyclosporia or whatever it is. We're growing our own lettuce. I think this is a red leaf. When it gets a little bigger, the leaves will turn red. I think this is flame. So that's a lot right there. And we've got about 3 of these going right now, about that size, plus a bunch of like single serve ones. Yeah, see how this one's, I don't know if y'all can tell on here with the color. See, it's just starting to turn. You can see the leaves turning a little color. So I think we blasted under the lights a little. These are gonna turn red. This one's a bib. Now guys, these we've done in our adapter with the gravel. So I can show you how to set that up. How long does it take the lettuce to get that size? I planted these out last week. I love growing lettuce that way. Yeah, this is awesome. Like if you want a little salad or whatever, even like this, like that's a single serving. You go in, you just cut that, use it, clean that out, start over. Guys, we were doing this. Let me show you real quick. I showed you guys how we had set them up. One of the rings. And I changed things up a little bit. A little cut. So this is what we did. These things fit wide mouth mason jars, right? I have this little ring. That band that comes on your mason jars works fine, but mine started to rust and I made these little rings. I've been trying to start 4 new every 4 days. Awesome. Yeah, you got that little system going. I start lettuce like that and then move them individually to grow them out. Yeah, you can. In here, it's probably going to be a little harder to pull because the roots went through the gravel and then see all the roots way down in there. You can try and pull some out, but if I'm going to be transplanting them, I've got some indoors. We'll plant one, but here, I just did this one yesterday. But these that we do, these guys just sprouted with the clay pebbles. If you want to transplant them, the big clay pebbles, they don't hold on a couple well. You just pull them out of here. They're really easy to pull out. So if I'm going to be transplanting them, I like to use this system here. And the good thing about that is you can start pulling some of those out and transplanting them, but then you can go on over and let some go. Look at all the pak choy that's still in there. That's that big one that we show you. And this one up here, we just keep going by and cutting off of it. See, we just cut pieces if we want a soup or whatever. We just go by and cut it a little bit like that, toss it in our soup. And that's this right here. Look, put it in there, put a little old water. Now keep it fresh until I want to go use it. That way I don't waste any. Because we're really using this stuff. Unless I forget it there. Anywho, this is what I like to put it in to transplant it. I put less seeds in the adapter so I can pull them out safely without damaging the roots. Yeah, you can do that. Put that to the side. All right, here's what we did. We just took our adapter, right? Put it on there, fill it up with nutrients right to the bottom of it. Took some pea gravel, just stuff you get at Home Depot, Lowe's, rinse it out really good, right? Put it on there like that. Sprinkle your seeds on it. Took sprayers, get it nice and damp, and then covered it with the ring. Where's our lids? We got some lids. You know, we just held on to the lids, right? And just left it like that. And every couple days we just go in, open it up, spray it, And once the roots start coming down here, what I do with these is I maintain the level. With the peas, I let it go ahead and drop like this. These are down to here because by the time it uses that, this is going to be ready to harvest. So this has been working well. This is what I did with these. Like I said, this is like butter crunch or bib lettuce, right? And that's that red fire. It's going to turn red in a couple of days. So we just grew this lettuce. This was just a little over a week, right? This one too. Look at that cabbage. Do you like pea gravel better than clay beads? I like it because it's cheaper. Let me show you something else. Look at that red cabbage. Isn't that awesome? A nice purple color. That's like a good single portion there, isn't it? That's what we made the Reuben sandwiches. We made the kraut. This right here, guys. All right, here's some pak choi that we started. I like the pea gravel. I like the pea gravel because it's easy to clean out. I got a video on my channel to show you how we do that. But somebody said they were concerned about it, because this is just construction stuff, right? I mean, you don't want the construction stuff, the landscape stuff, right? If you're worried about that, you can always get clay pebbles like this, smaller. See how small they are? They look like peas, right? That's what I used for this one right here. And that one's growing just fine. That one's less than a week old. So we're going to let that go about another 3 or 4 days. That one's ready to harvest. Or you can let it go and get a little bit bigger. So you can use that. I've also got, I'm going to be trying out, this one's like volcanic rock. I don't mean to give you guys so many options, but this is like volcanic rock. And it's real tiny. It's instead of big lava rocks. So just another natural alternative, that y'all want to try out. That's what I want to show you guys possibilities. I want to show you stuff that you can take and make your own. Giveaway seeds. Forgot. All right, giveaway. Forgot to get the giveaway going. Hey, on that giveaway, let me write this down. This one, let's start it off good. Usually we have this 8-pack of microgreen seeds, right? There's 8 different microgreen seeds in there. And it's all the stuff. It's the red cabbage. It's the pak choi, tak soy. It's broccoli. Our speckle pea. All of that's in here, right? I'm also going to give you a big bag of speckle peas. How's that for giveaway to get things started? Y'all want that? All right, that's the first giveaway. All right, guys. So we made a couple changes. Lots of people have been asking about the little seeds, and if you know, cabbage, pak choi, lettuce are all tiny seeds, right? And with our adapter, they're all saying it falls through. What do you do, right? So that's why we were using the pea gravel. And as you can see, the pea gravel works great, right? But some people didn't want to go and buy a 40 or 50-pound bag of pea gravel. So I was trying to come up with another idea. Let me get your giveaway going here. So here's a couple of things. All right, that's giveaway number 1. It's over half a pound of seeds. Usually just get, looks good. I love speckled peas. Yeah, they're awesome. So this is what we came up with. I made a mesh on the bottom. Made the holes a lot tinier. All right, and it took a little bit of work. See, because if you don't make it thick enough, See, it's a little flimsy, right? So don't go smashing on it. It's not indestructible, but it is pretty tough, okay? Thank you for the tip. Who is that? Anika is here. Oh, 50 bucks. Anika, you're awesome. Everybody flood the chat with some purple hearts. Thank you, Anika. Forgot my bell was over here. How are you doing, Anika? There goes some purple hearts. You guys are awesome. Yeah, how have you been doing? Everybody asked last week where you were and how you were doing. But you can see these are really tough. Phyllis, I see you in there. How are you? Wanted to pop in, feeling okay. Awesome, awesome. We're glad you're feeling okay. And thank you for popping in, and thank you for the tip. You're awesome. See decor, fruitful fancy, seeing all these people in here. All right, so we made it like that so that you can fit your small seeds in. And that's what we did with this right here. Forget YouTube and Facebook's over there. So see that? See the roots go right through it. And there's not a whole lot of seeds in here, right? I'll plant a couple of those out for you so you can see. So that's with this, that's with the mesh, that's what we started with. And I also kept a little straw in there so it's easy for refilling. So one other thing someone asked for was they keep saying stainless steel. And because they didn't want plastic. This is bioplastics made out of plants and that. There's a lot tougher material you can make it out of, but it's not really good to be eating off of in that. So I use bioplastic, right? Now, somebody was asking about stainless steel. Like this we make, I've got a printer, we just print it up, right? Stainless steel, I would have to contract that out. I'd have to get a mold. They'd have to make a die. A lot goes into making something out of stainless steel. You're talking about like hundreds of thousands of dollars to set things up, which I don't have. Congratulations, Jumping Jen. Great prices versus Etsy. Thank you. And so they were asking about it, and I was still thinking, you know, is there something? I found these. They go in the mason jars. It's stainless steel. Supposedly it's stainless steel. I'm testing one out. I got to make sure it's not like going to rust. I saw a couple of reviews. Some people say it's great and some people say it rusts. So I want to give it a try. But I found these. They're just about the size of our adapters, our growers, right? So I made a couple of these. Still with the straw in it. There's a little notch at the bottom there, so that this goes in here. So if people want to grow with stainless steel, they can pop this inside of there. They can grow. So this basically is just holding it up. It's growing through the stainless steel. And when you go to clean it out, this pops out and you can really like scrub that. Even use the knife and scrape, you know, to get your roots off in that. You know, so this probably be a little easier to clean. Only thing is it's like more expensive for me to, you know, get those. I ordered those small mesh in the shop. I don't have them in, like I said, this is just an experiment. I just started with it and I'm just testing it out. So I've got 10 of them. If you guys want me to just run, might have 8, I think, because I've got, how do I buy a whole kit? I can run a kit. We might run some tomorrow. I got to get through this stuff tonight. If you want to pop in tomorrow, we'll have some kits available. And we only do that in an auction. I might give one away by the end of the night. 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 9. And then the 2 first ones I printed up don't have the little straw in it. If you want me to run those 3, I can run like 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. If anybody wants to do that. And then even if you get it for just a couple bucks, if you guys would get it and experiment with it too, and then let me know how they do. Let's see. I'm gonna try out a few of them. I might keep these two that don't have a straw. So 1, 2, 1, 2. I got 2 sets of 2, and then 1 with 3. Maybe I'll just do 2, 2, and 2. Okay. Glad to see the experiments. Yeah, that'd be interesting to try. All right. Yeah, I'll run those. Like I said, I have a limited number of that because we're just experimenting with it right now. I didn't like order 100 of them or anything. The other thing we did, guys. Now I printed up a bunch of these. This seemed like a good idea. Let me show you. Let me put one together real quick and just show you how easy it is. Right? We just have our jar of wide mouth mason jar, right? You guys can't see right here, can you? Got rid of all my boxes. Let me see. Is this too big? This is going to be basil, guys. We got some basil going. Basil takes a little bit longer to germinate. Look at all the roots all the way down there. YouTube and Facebook. Isn't that cool? You can smell it. That's awesome. Are you going to sell the ones you printed out with the smaller holes for the smaller seeds? Yeah, let me show you real quick because I've got one more thing to tell you about that real quick. And we're going to go through. You guys can get first crack at it. So YouTube and Facebook, if you click that link and get over to Whatnot, you get first crack at that too. Let's see. So I put this in here like this. We took these, dropped them in, right? I made those and I made the shallow one too. So we got both of those. And then we just took our nutrients. Guys, this is what we do on this channel. I use General Hydroponics Max Grow. Okay? Because it's just 1 teaspoon per gallon. This is 1 gallon of water. So many new things. Yeah, so many new things. I still got one more thing too. So we've been busy this week. 1 teaspoon. And that's all it takes. Okay, shake it up. I've been lifting the adapter cup slightly so the air around it, and I pour the water in. Yeah, that's what I was doing with the initial ones when we didn't have that straw. And that works fine. Look, I just pour this in here. And we're going to pour it right till it gets to the adapter, the microgreen grower. Okay. Now you don't want it to be flooding. So just get it to where it's touching the bottom and the roots will know where to go. And if you get a little too much in there, you can always get a paper towel and just touch the top and it'll take out the excess and you'll have like exactly the right amount. Anyhow, look, you just put that in there. I've got some seeds. These are ones that I was practicing with. This tot soy, okay? I just put a little bit in here. And you make a nice, even layer. You don't try to lift it up and you don't try to make 2 layers or 3 layers or whatever, right? See, so they go in, they don't fall through. There's none sinking in there, right? So that's pak choi seeds. Basil seeds a little smaller. Those might fall through, so you still might need something. But that's all I do. Like these that we grew up here. Where'd it go? I just started this one. Let me go inside and grab a pak choi and I'll show you. This is the red cabbage. See the roots? All right. This was just started a couple days ago. Then all I did was this and covered it up. And just do like we do our other stuff. You know, come back a couple times a day, maintain your level. And once it's pushing up on the top, if you guys are on YouTube or Facebook, if you're on Facebook, you saw my picture with the tot soy pushing out, right? Hold on one second. Somebody count to 15. I'm going to go grab one. Did I make it back? Guys, if you're over on Facebook, you saw this morning, I pulled the lid off. These were yellow and they were just pushing the lid up. This is just since this morning. So they were pushing the lid up. They were down about even with this, just pushing up a little bit. And since this morning, they've grown this big and they turned green. They were yellow this morning. This is the same exact one if you're on Facebook, right? See all the roots? So that's the beginning of the tatsoi. And that's just, I just did this a couple days ago, exactly like that. So if you can do that, you can grow your own food. All right. Nutrients. Yeah, I put nutrients in everything except for the peas back here. One other thing, basil. For some reason, this Genovese basil I found doesn't like nutrients when it's sprouting. So I sprout this with water. And when it gets about this size, I might squirt a little bit of nutrients in there. But right now, see all the roots? And it's sprouted like that. So this one, I just have water. For some reason, the basil I found doesn't really like nutrients when it's sprouting. All right. The next thing I did, right? So the next thing I did was, we've got this, and I keep getting a lot of questions. What do I use the deep one for? What do I use the shallow one for? And I'm answering, this for peas, radish, and that. This for your microgreens. Ones you're going to harvest. And I answer these questions every day, day in and day out. And I thought, the stuff that I'm growing in here, would it still work if it was a little bit taller? And the stuff that I'm growing in here, would it still work if it was a little bit shorter? Right? Because it's not much difference. And if I split that difference, right, could we have just one that could handle both? So if I can put seeds in there, right? So I've got some of the deep and I got some of the short. I printed these up because I was ready to sell these tonight. I was going to put them on Etsy, but I changed my mind. I might streamline and just go to the medium size for everything. That'll make it easier. So the ones that I printed up, I want to go ahead and let you guys get first crack at it if you want. But see, even with the peas are working with, this is the mesh. I want to dump them all out. Can you see that's the mesh? The one with the fine holes. So this one works with the peas. And I've actually grown the speckled peas outdoors. I grew a bunch of these with the shallow adapters, which the shallow ones kind of help because the people tend to fill too many of them in there. And then they do get a little mold and mildew because they're just piled up too high. I said like 1 or 2 layers, right? So with this, there's going to be plenty of room for 1 or 2 layers. I think that that's what I'm just starting to try out. So I'm going to plant some of these tonight. I've got some ready back here, and we're going to be going onto this. So whatever I got, I think I've got a couple of these. We'll run these if anybody wants the deep one. I've got a couple of the shallow ones. So if you want to pick those up, I think one size would be the way to do it. Yeah, and it's going to make it easier on us too, because I can put them on all the machines and just run them instead of like when we get busy and we get orders. I go, I need this many machines running this size and this many running this size and this many doing the Coke bottles and this many doing the hybrid adapter, right? So we're just trying to streamline things, and then it's helping people out so they're not getting confused when they go to my Etsy shop. If all they see is this and they know this is growing all the microgreens, they'll just buy that. Like I said, every day I'm fielding questions like, I want to buy your microgreen growers. What do I need this one for? And what do I need this? Do you have a list of things to grow with this? And listen, right? So it's taking a lot of time. So this I think is like the perfect solution. But these all work. So I'm going to run these, even if you guys get them for a couple of bucks or whatever. y'all will get those. All right. Let's see. Keep in mind the root size. Yeah, that's why we're testing the peas over there. So, yeah, so the ones, if y'all get these tonight, take them, test them, and let me know how easy it is to clean out. I'm going to be growing some. I've already got some planted out. But we'll run some real quick. When we're running it, y'all like the shirt? Can you read it? What's it say? Just moved back to Florida and restarting my microgreens. Nature girl. Florida, where'd you move from? Moved back. So you've been here in Florida, so you know about heat, humidity, iguanas, pythons, right? Stop the garnish. Would you have them different whole size or just keep saying, yeah, I'm going to see if I can grow everything in this. It's going to be just like that. Surely love the shirt. Thank you. When we're doing this, I got some music I'm going to be playing back here. It's going to be my theme song. If you guys are following me on YouTube, Facebook, and all that, you're going to hear this song a lot. But I did it in a bunch of different genres. So it's going to be playing, right? And it's going to take you from barbershop quartet to stadium rock to opera to musical to bubblegum pop to coffee house rock. I did like one of almost every genre. So I'm going to be using different ones. Would love to restart with new mesh inserts. Awesome. Well, we're gonna start some. I'm gonna run some. I'm gonna play this. Let me know if this is too loud. Stop the garnish. The microgreen revolution has begun. And we're talking about stop the garnish. That's fine. Might get a little louder, so let me know. I'll turn it down a little. A tiny portion on the entree, tucked to the side. But what we're doing is I'm going to bring awareness to people using microgreens, because everybody's been using microgreens like this, right? Just sprinkling a little bit, right? And you guys saw when we made the Reuben how much red cabbage we used on it, right? And when they're talking about the nutrients in microgreens, they're talking about like per 100 grams. And most of the time everybody's just eating a couple of grams at a time. So you need to like increase that. Do you have a recipe for that red cabbage? Yeah, I sure do. We're making a video. Basically, we sweated down some onions. I threw a bunch of the cabbage microgreens, a little apple cider vinegar, a little apple juice, and a little bit of sugar, which I use stevia, and then salt and pepper. It's really simple and easy. Yeah, it tastes great. If the steel ones work, we would use that new adapter for smaller seeds, so we don't have to use them. Yeah, this one will definitely work with the small seeds. That's meant for sprouting. It's for the sprout jars. You move this side, don't knock it over. Hey, I'm running my mouth. We don't have giveaways going. Here, since there was such a long time between giveaways, you want another one like that? All those microgreen seeds, all those peas. All right, that's a giveaway. Share the show. Thank you for sharing the show. This is how we win. Keep on growing. So we're going to stop the garnish. That's going to be our motto, our mantra on the channel. We'll be making more recipes, showing people how to use more microgreens. And we're going to challenge like the other microgreen growers. All the microgreen growers, most of them, all you've seen them doing is like sprinkling stuff, right? Doing all the fancy plates and everything and sprinkling on. Some of them will put a little bit of handful on an omelet or a sandwich. But I want to make this like a main ingredient, show people how to eat a lot more of them. And I'm going to challenge like the other microgreen growers. If they're over there selling it, right, they ought to be showing you guys how to like really use it and not just sprinkle it on. And then they don't want you guys growing your own. When you see how much you can use, I mean, like that's a portion, right? And that's easy to clean up. Look at that. That's an awesome portion, right? Poor cheese, what's up? All right. I'm going to save these. I don't have a listing for it. I have to write it down. Let me save the stainless steel ones for a second. I might even just do a giveaway with those. Let people test it out. What do y'all think about that? This is how we win. Keep on going. Keep on going. Keep on going. Guys, the music's going to change. Testing them sounds neat. Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of different things. You can hear music or you can hear everything. Love the shirt. Thank you. Awesome. I'm going to actually have merch on my channel. It's going to be pretty cool. So I got some more orders. This one actually came in like really quick. I didn't know it was going to be here this week. But guys, I'm going to run like our 2 deep. Players should love the music too. Yeah, if you look on my channel, I did one playlist. It was like more easygoing coffee house music, but it was done at 423 hertz, which is some frequency that's supposed to make plants grow. They're doing like research on it. So I took the music and I put in an editor and changed the pitch to 423 hertz. And who knows if it works or not, but play it to your plants every day. It might work. Put that on your YouTube channel. I didn't see it. Yeah, it should be on YouTube. I know I had it on Facebook. I'll check on YouTube. I'll make sure I got it on there. Stress relief too. Okay. Yeah, so like you can hear like stadium rock and stuff in here too. So that's definitely not stress relief. The one that I did that one on was all like easygoing songs. We'll have different playlists. Anyhow, let's run some of these guys. This you're only going to get here. We're going to switch over to these. So whatever y'all want for those, we'll run those. I'm going to let this giveaway go real quick. We're going to run a couple of these and then we'll have another giveaway. Maybe we'll do a couple of the stainless steel one as a giveaway. Y'all want that or no? Yes. All right, we'll do that. Here goes this giveaway. The next giveaway is going to be this adapter. I got 3 sets of 2 that I can do for y'all. So y'all get to experiment with it. All right. So it's giveaway. You experiment with it. Let me know if it rusts or not. I got mine going now. Melissa or Melsa. Congratulations. How did I get in the giveaway, Jim? There's going to be, I'm going to start in a second. There's going to be a, is it this way or this way, guys? It's going to be a little gray box. There's going to be a box up here that says enter the giveaway, okay? Here, watch. All right, you should see it right now. This way. There you go. And you'll be in. All right, that, guys, is this. Our adapter. right, here we go. 2 of these. Hold on, I'm checking YouTube and Facebook. Did my $4.99 go through? Let's see. It probably did. Who's over there? Treasure. Sorry, I'm over on Whatnot. See your channel again with my busy schedule too. Where do you get the pebbles and the growing solution? All right, I'll get back to that on YouTube and Facebook in a minute. Does the metal pieces come out? Yeah. Now this is just an experiment. I don't have any of these to sell, so this is just going to be free. It's an experiment for the people who wanted to grow with stainless steel. So this supposedly is stainless steel mesh. It goes on the sprouting jar, but it fits on. I took the bottom out of my microgreen grow, and then I had to like angle that, the little straw, so that it fits in there. But I think it'd be easier to clean, pull it out. You can actually, scrape all the roots off and scrub it if you want. So, that might be another direction that we go if it works. Yeah, that part's dishwasher safe. The white part is not. All right, guys, we're going to do sudden death, 5 seconds. Ready? We'll run a couple. We go from aggressive rock to 50s doo-wop. Congrats. We got first one, Nature Girl. A tiny portion on the entree tucked to the side. Naomi, congratulations. To catch the eye. We've been told less is more, but that's not what these greens are for. Hello from Missouri. What is up, Bethany? T. Levine, congratulations. Stop the garnish, let it lead the way. Microgreens rising here to stay. Joellen, how are you doing? Phase of revolution growing day by day. Stop the garnish. Congratulations. This is how we win. Keep on growing. Keep on growing. So excited. Gloria, congratulations. No guessing game, simple to grow, and it's never the same. No more hiding in the shadows of the dish. Joellen, nutrition's not a wish. Stop the garnish, let it lead the way. Microgreens rising here to stay. Gloria, congratulations. Hey, you guys watch shipping, because shipping's changing and it's staying in ground advantage instead of going to priority, the flat rate. I think I've got it set up, but I think it's the max is going to go up to about $7.50 or something instead of $9.21, and it should stay like that up to about £5. $4.85. Stop the garnish, let it lead the way. Microgreens rising here to stay. Running. Whispered on a passing phase, a revolution growing day by day. Judy, congratulations. This is how we win. Keep on growing. Keep on growing. Joellen. Fruitful Fancy. Stop the garnish. The microgreen revolution has begun. Anthea, here's the winner, Fruitful Fancy. Congratulations. Dressed up pretty, meant to catch the eye. We've been told less is more, but that's not what these greens are for.
No more hiding in the shadows of the
All right, one more adapter. That's these with the metal. All right, so we're not selling these, just a giveaway. All right, get in the giveaway. Yeah, bidding's different than the giveaway. The giveaway's free. I pay for shipping and everything. So you get in the giveaway. These two are in the giveaway. That's with the removable mesh, the metal. This is just a plastic one. This is a normal one. This is what everyday one that we have. Thank you, Terry. We've got, it's going to be stop the garnish. It's going to be our new mantra on YouTube and Facebook. 1 second, guys. I'm going to find it. And go.
Don't settle. Nutrition's not a way.
Michelle, congratulations. Joellen, congratulations.
Keep on growing. Keep on growing.
Michelle's got another one. And go. Stay here, it's cheaper, more fun. Nature Girl, congratulations. Thank you, Phyllis. Michelle.
Keep on growing.
MJ. $5 gift pickup.
Stop the garnish.
Jennifer. All right, this one's Bollywood. I said we're going to go through a lot of different things.
It's been overlooked. Push to the side a whisper on the plate.
Joellen.
But something is growing. The microgreen revolution.
Of the Bollywood. Yeah, there's some pretty cool movies. And Bia, how you doing, Ann? Need to set up whatnot account info. Yeah, we're gonna be here a little while. We're gonna run through these though. So these are just what I've got left over there. So you guys, if you get these, if Keep On Growing is like big one day or something, these are gonna be the only ones of these. The size, you can just take those and set them up somewhere and save them. But if everything works out, we're going to be switching to this size. MJ, congratulations. Yeah, Adrian, congratulations. Marie, congratulations.
This is how we win. Keep on growing. Keep on growing.
Joellen, congratulations.
Steve,
28 seconds in the giveaway. Michelle. Some of y'all on the free shipping. Carol, congratulations. Here's a giveaway for a set of these. Crystal, congratulations. A few more of these. Keep on running. No problem, Crystal. Thank you. Audrey, congratulations. Nature Girl. Naomi, congrats. And Anne's got another one. $4. Good pickup, Anne. Michelle, congratulations. Couple more guys. Tildine. Stop the garnish. This is British Invasion. Green Revolution has begun. Fruitful Fancy. A tiny portion of the entree. Tucked to the side. Dressed up pretty, meant to catch the eye. Audrey. We've been told less is more, but that's not what these dreams are for. No more hiding in the shadows of the dish. MJ. Nutrition's not a wish. Stop the garnish, let it lead the way. Microgreens rising. And go. Not a whisper, not a passing phrase. A revolution growing day. Audrey. Stop the garnish, this is how we win. Keep on growing. Last two. Joellen. All right, last one. Go. Last one. Awesome. Audrey's got the last one. Awesome. You guys, so you guys got all what we got printed of those. Guys, the shallow ones, that's what I'm got growing right there. What happened to my pak choy? I just brought it out. There it is. Guys, this is just a couple days old. This morning, right? That lid was on there and it was just pushing up. These guys were all yellow this morning, right? Shallow, are you still putting gravel? No gravel in here. No gravel. No paper towel. No nothing. So you clean it out, start all over again. No grow medium. Where'd I put it? Keep on growing. There it is. We just planted one out. Just like this. And you have that touching the very bottom. You don't want it flooding. See, they're not floating, right? So it's just touching it. So if this starts to go down before they sprout, you want to spray that. Keep that level right there. Don't have it up over it. Just have it where these guys will germinate. The roots will start going down. See, there's no grow medium, no nothing. Okay. This is only about 4 days. Okay. And you can see there's a big hole there for the funnel to fit in so you can refill it. The guys, this is how I've been refilling these. Look how full that is. Lettuce, right? I can't even see. This thing's gotten big. Right. This is what I've been doing. I find where that little straw is. I put the funnel in like that. And you don't need a sprayer like I got. I fill this up with my nutrients. Look, this needs a little bit. Nutrition's not a wish. Stop the garnish, let it lead the way. Microgreens rising here to stay. Not a whisper, not a passing phase. Can y'all see from there? And I just went like this. Stop the garnish. This is how we win. Keep on growing. See it filling up? Now it's filled all the way up to there. I'm not filling it up to here. All I'm doing is getting it right past that little lip. You'll see it. That right there, that's all I've been doing. Now look. That's ready to eat. That's salad in a jar. The heat's getting to these guys. It's like 92 in here. Anyhow, that's with the little funnel. Is the pint jar enough for all those seeds to do some? You need a quart. Add a lot more. You can use either one. Look, we grew this in the little pint jar because I'm maintaining the level. Okay? You're not letting this go down and refilling it and going down. I use this quart for the peas because I don't have to refill that at all. By the time it uses all of this, it's ready to harvest. I'm ready to come through and harvest those, right? This, we're maintaining the level. So we're keep it up there. So it doesn't matter if you have a gallon down here or a quart or a pint if you're going to be maintaining the level, right? Yeah, these are awesome. Nice and tender. It's starting to fall over because of the heat. This has been inside where it's like 78. And now it's out here, it's like 92, 93. This is bib lettuce, and of course our red cabbage. Guys, that's awesome, right? Did you mess with the spacing on the bottom so the seeds don't fall through? We did that. It's a mesh. Takes a little bit of work. Because like we said, you can't have it too thin because it'd be flimsy. See it, right? So we got it rigid. And if you don't know anything about 3D printing, if things are just printed on top of each other, like you see those 3D printed houses, the bonds are weak. Then if you bend it one way or the other, they can all pop at the same time. So this might look like a grid. It might look like you go and put like lines this way and then lines that way, but actually it's lines in random patterns so that everything gets intertwined and it makes it a lot more strong. So you don't have to have it as thick and you still get it still. You know, it's not indestructible. I can sit there. It's just like you don't go over and get your mom's Tupperware and go, is that indestructible, Mom? You know, oh, it's bent, you know, right? Don't do that with this, right? But it's tough. It's going to last. We got a giveaway going? What do you want for the giveaway? You want the other, I got one more set of adapters, or we got some more seeds? But isn't that cool? So I think that's going to make it like really, really easy for everyone. We got peas down pat. We're set and forget it, right? And now if you can grow all of this stuff, guys, this is like since last week, right? New adapters, please. The new adapters are like 1.5 adapters. All right, we did 2. I got one more set. Do you guys, you want the other one with the removable? We're not selling this. I'm just testing it. So if you get this, test it out for me and let me know how it does. Let me know if this rusts. some people online were saying it does or it doesn't. I need more of those. I only have a few 24-ounce jars. Or do you want me to? I know what we just sold all of the deep ones. I've got some of these. Do you want these for the giveaway? That's what I was growing those with. And what we're going to do is we're going to just get to that size, because if it's going to grow this big, right? It doesn't matter if it's this tall or this tall, it's going to get up, right? Yes. All right. I've got 16 of these.
Stop the gun.
How about if we do 4? Y'all want 4 for a giveaway?
The microgreen revolution.
Let me write that down. This is more of a gothic kind of rock, I think.
Tiny portion on the entree, tucked to the side. Dressed up pretty meant to catch the eye. We've been told less is more, but that's not what these greens are for. No hiding in the shadows of the
All right, so we're not going to have these either. Like I said, I think if everything goes the way I'm planning, I'm going to introduce this on YouTube and Facebook. So this will be, it'll be like one size. That way it kind of stops the confusion over there. Whatnot is easy here because we sit here and explain everything, right? But when they just go to Etsy and they see all these different things, I spend all day like answering questions. So I think we're going to do just that on Etsy. How y'all doing, YouTube and Facebook? Do you have a Facebook to participate in the giveaway? No, you don't have to be on Facebook. You got to be on Whatnot. Check out the comments. Somebody just got $15 credit. Where do you get the t-shirts? The t-shirts, sooner or later, I'm going to have them on YouTube in the merch shelf. We're getting it all set up. I just wanted to make sure I got one that I like, and then we'll get it available for everybody else. So we were getting like our music going. This, we have a big thing, guys. We're going to be not just me doing the different ways to use microgreens. I'm going to be challenging like other people out there and see if anybody else does it. If they're selling microgreens, they might as well like show you guys how to use it, right? And maybe we'll get like a bunch of different points of views. Oh, thank you, Marie. She said the show is always fun. There we go. Giveaway number 3. We're going to do 4. This is a giveaway, guys. If I sell this on Etsy, it's $20 right there. Okay? That's your giveaway. One, 2, 3, 4. Want a funnel? That way you'll remember how to put it in there and then you just refill it. That's your giveaway. Let's see.
This is how we win.
Does the funnel come with auction items? Yeah, Nature Girl, I'll try to remember. Like everybody, if you buy a couple of them, your box, I'll try to throw one in each box. And if you got a big box, if you guys order like a bunch of them, I'll try to like throw a couple of them in. Because there was a couple of times I was over there refilling them. And like I would put it in, refill it, and then I'd set this up with the other ones, and then I was looking for the funnel, and it was like down inside of all of this. Look, like this. This has gotten so big. This is ready to harvest. Look, this is where it goes right here. So I was like putting a funnel on it, refilling it, and then I set it back on the shelf, and then I was going, where'd my funnel go? Right? So I might need a couple of them. This is a disco version. I just barely turn my sink on and it feels perfect. Cool deal. All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes in that giveaway. Guys, I think tonight, like I said, I wanted to offer you guys that, since I'm not going to sell those on Etsy. So you guys got all of those. We're giving away the other ones. I was going to sell them, but we're going to give that away. We're going to give these away. We're giving away seeds. It's easier. You can combine my 3 items in one box. Yeah, it'll be bundled. Nature Girl. And right now, let me see if I've got. Look at more of them putting up by tomorrow. The medium ones, this is what we're going to be moving on to. We'll do that tomorrow so we don't get them mixed up. Because when people order, and then if they order a couple of each, you know, that I always get people getting mixed up how many they got of each one and all of that. So, yeah, Whatnot is changing from priority mail, which I had my set priority because I figured it got shipped quick. It was $9.21, and that would be up to like 5 pounds, right? They're changing for 3 months. They're going to let us do up to 5 pounds. If we use priority, $12.99. They're wanting us to default to Ground Advantage. So right now it's set on Ground Advantage. So if it goes up to 5 pounds, it should be max is $7.45, I think, somewhere around there. Whatever y'all see down there. Here, let me pin. Y'all tell me what the. I'm not gonna run these. This is the grower. Right. Does that have a 775? 775? Because I got that set at 5 pounds. Because I don't know how much, you know, that stuff the box we keep throwing stuff in. So 5 pounds. Somebody's 627, 77, 775. So for up to 5 pounds, that's pretty good. It used to be 921. Oh, here goes the giveaway. So that's why I just wanted to keep it simple tonight too. I wanted. Who won that? Kathy! Congratulations, Kathleen. This is more of a duet, kind of like a Disney kind of duet kind of thing. But yeah, I'm not going to run a ton of stuff tonight. We'll do another giveaway. Because like I said, I want to make sure when I pack tomorrow that because this is the first day shipping's changed up. So I don't want a big debacle tomorrow trying to put things in and which boxes I got to use and everything. We had a system down. You know, if it was 1, 2, it'd go in a regular box, Ground Advantage. 3 would get kicked up to priority. I had a bunch of priority boxes, and now it all changes. So, what do you call it? That's probably all that we're going to run. We'll do it tomorrow. I've got some of the Coke bottle adapters. I've got some of the hybrid. We got some more of this printed up. We got a couple of these, whatever doesn't sell on Etsy. And we've got the refillable ones. Guys, this is Pak Choi over here. We keep harvesting off of this. You see this? So we keep going in there and harvesting. You saw me yank some of those off there, right? And then the smaller ones, so you can cut some of those big ones off. and make room for like some of the smaller ones to keep going. This one here is the same way. That's just done in a little casserole dish, right? And we're just coming in here. Look. Now yank that out. That's in there pretty good.
Keep on growing. Keep on growing.
Right, and there's a bunch of those in there, so you just take it and cut it out. That's what we're yanking off for that one up there. That's what we've been doing. You just toss that on your soup. This pak choi slow grower. Mine is taking a while. I don't use nutrients. Yeah, you need nutrients. Pak choi actually take off. This was smashing mine up here. This one's only a couple days. It's only a couple days old. And this thing was even with that white right there this morning. It was just starting to push the lid off. I uncovered it, and under the lights, it grew that much in one day. Then once they start to get big, this won't use up that container for like 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. After they start to get big like this, they'll go through that container in like 2 days. Mine looks like that after 8 days. Yeah, mine need lights too. Hey, I've got the lights from a Happy Leaf LED, and those are like, oh, hey, we don't got a giveaway going. 4, you want 4 more of these? Hey, there's 4 more. So I'll run through those. We'll give all these away. So we'll give these away. We'll do little giveaways for y'all. Y'all can listen to my music. Tomorrow we'll do demos with like the clay pebbles with our bigger containers. I'll see if I got to clean out some containers. I might harvest these guys. These are big enough. If these guys disappear, it's because we just harvested it and I cleaned out the containers, and we'll replant the containers tomorrow, right? We can only grow so much at one time too. We've got a 3-foot rack. Guys, all of this stuff that you see, this is like barely scratching the surface. I just left these out here. These were under the grow lights for a little while. I brought these guys out here. I think you saw them last week, but I was filming, I know, on Monday. So those are sitting out here. I just left those sitting out here. When we come out here, there was 2 more on ends. We just grab the ones, one if we want to eat it. Come in here, grab another one. We'll come in here, grab another one. Those might be gone tomorrow, so you'll be able to see a video up there. We've got like 8 of these going, 6 of these, 6 of these. We got about 10 basils going. All of these are like in a 3-foot grow rack. There's one shelf, there's another shelf. The bottom shelf, there's no light. So that way when we go to germinate things, like, where'd we put it? All right, so this one's just germinating, right? He doesn't need any light. So we got it on the bottom rack, so we don't have lights on the whole thing. He's down on the bottom germinating. We got like 3 more containers on the bottom germinating. That way when we go and harvest, these guys are ready to harvest. We took them out from under the grow lights. These are just sitting on a table. These guys actually just sat in the garage here for the last 2 days. And we've got it rotating. That's a continuous harvest system. So with a 3-foot rack with only 2 lights on it, we're growing all of this food. How about a cookbook for your microgreens? We'll work on that. We'll keep, as we make these, we'll keep track of them, and then I might put them all together. Can you show the basil? Can you show a basil ready to harvest? Yeah, when the basil gets ready. Basil takes a while. it's going to take at least another week or two for this to even get like that big. It grows like really slow. Once it does, it takes off. But these are, once they start getting a little big, then this is where we can come in and pull them out. Look at that long leaf. YouTube and Facebook. Look at that long root on that little baby. See, he's getting set. So he's going down looking for nutrients. He's going to set up his home and get ready before he starts to grow. Right? So it takes a little bit. But then once he gets going, see these long, bigger roots? This will grow, and then you can cut the top off, clone them too if you want. You know, you have basil for the rest of the year. That's licorice. This is electro swing. Passing fade. A revolution growing day by day. Stop the garnish. This is how we win. Hey, any other questions? Love the cooking show you done. Thank you, Nightmare Angel. We were going to do more, but I love doing it. I love cooking and showing people. I might do some in the morning, but doing it at night was not fun. It was fun cooking, and I love that, and showing people. Maybe if I had a crew, but when we were done cooking, I went and sat down. I took the sandwich we made, and it took me like I sat down for half an hour eating it. We went to the Crumb City Cookies, right? When we were watching them, I was eating it. So that was another half hour. So it's about 11 o'clock. I got done. Then I have to put my plants up, water anybody needs to be watered, shut down my cameras and everything. And then I had a pile of dishes to do. And that was, so it wasn't fun at all. But if I got a crew, maybe. Remy! And that's Sir, right? I think if I remember from hacking. Cheryl, how are you doing? How about a death metal song? I think there's going to be, there's more of a like really aggressive rock. I think there was a couple. I like Electric Swing, so I knew that one had to be in there. Oh, Miss. Okay, thank you. There was one I thought I saw was like that was like I can't remember. There's so many names. This is how we win. Keep on growing, keep on growing. All right, running. Just 1, 2. Stop the garnish. All right, there goes the giveaway. It's another 4. These are shallow ones. Stop the garnish. This one's like an epic. I made like epic movie trailer or video game. Mike, what is the faint green lettuce in front of you? This one? This is actually a red lettuce. It's fire. If you put it outside, I don't know if you can tell the leaves. See, the leaves are just starting to turn. They'll actually turn red. This is a red lettuce. Your red lettuce, just like your bell peppers and stuff, start out green and then they turn red. So we have that. My wife's supposed to be eating red lettuce, so I got a bunch of plants. We're gonna have a bunch growing. I think this is our big lettuce. I've got a big one of the red lettuce, but you don't want to do this. Here, that's the thumbnail. Someone take a picture for me. Right? That's single serve. And this for you and your family. You want more, right? If you want to avoid explosive diarrhea, grow your own lettuce. Okay, I want some, but I wasn't sure what kind to buy. Yeah, this one, I got True Leaf, I think it's called Fire. And then the other one, And the other one was summer bib lettuce. That's this one, I think. You transplant and go grow out any of your bib. I usually do. This year we're not. We've just been so busy. I've been doing this for over 8 years. So I've got like 8 years of videos of taking microgreens and planting them. I've got all kinds of footage to show people. What do you call it? We're getting ready to move. So I'm breaking everything down outside. So we're still growing inside. Our shade house, we're going to tear that down. We got to get everything back to how we had it when we moved in. So this year I'm not doing it. But if you go back on my channel, all of the stuff you see me transplanting is just taking stuff like this and moving it over. Like I said, these probably are not the easiest thing to pull out of these containers because the roots are all tangled up in there. So it's hard to get any of the roots on it, right? Because they're like packed in there really dense. So that's why we like doing it in the bigger containers. Give me 15 seconds. Here's one we just planted a couple right here. I had a little bit left in a bag and I didn't want to get rid of it. So we just planted right there. Oh, hold on, left the door open.
For generations.
Mosquitoes are carrying me away.
It's been
right. So with the clay pebbles, right? This is why you can come in and see, you pull them out with the roots. They come out easy. This is what I usually do. I pinch like 3 or 4 like that. That's why I like doing it this way. See that? I overplant when I transplant it. I don't put 1 or 2 like in each section. I put this many because sooner like something's going to happen in a couple of them. If all of those survive, when they get a little bigger, you can harvest it just like microgreen and just eat it. Okay? So you can thin them out just like you do in the garden. You overplant in the garden, you come back and thin out, and you keep the best of the best. So these start to grow. So if I put just 1, it might have been a little runt, right? You don't want that. So what you do is you increase your chances. You plant that many, they'll start to grow. You keep the best 1 or 2 and cut the other ones, right? And that's who won? Decor, congratulations. That's my song. Not a fan of the soft lettuce. I think I might have. I just bought some growers and adapters on Etsy a few hours ago. Please make sure to have enough for me. I will. The ones that are over there. Now what you got, Jay, if you were just over. Jay, these are the ones we've been using for like a year. I'm finishing those up on Etsy. Okay, so if you just bought them over there, that's what you're going to get until we switch out this weekend. So if you want the new one with the mesh, if you want the new one like this, just go leave me a message over there and say, hey, could you switch mine out to the new one? And I'll switch it out for you. And the new one's a tiny bit shorter. Like I said, we're just going to go with this. We're getting rid of the shallow and the deep one and just going with a medium one. But if you want these, let me know, and I'll switch them out for you. Looking forward to the medium ones. Yeah, so if you want those, just let me know and I'll switch them out for you. But look, if you're going to transplant them out with these, that's what we do. We keep pulling them out like this. That's like one, you look at my channel, you'll see like stuff thrown out. That's like one hole, right? Imagine how many you can fill up with that, right? You could have a whole wall full of red cabbage with just that little bit. So we'll have these going. So I just had a little tiny bit left in a bag after doing a demo, and we just threw it in here because we can still use it. There's no sense getting rid of it, right? And guys, we still got peas going. So like those are ready to harvest. Look, these, that's ready tonight. I got to put some water into it reaches right up to there. And then get in their roots. And then it's just set in, forget it. In about a week, we're going to have that. So these are ready to go. Those we can harvest, and these will be coming next. So that's the like going over and over the continuous harvest system. Was that 1, 2, 3, 4? All right, one more. I think I've got enough for one more. Ready, go. Maybe the other microgreen growers can add some recipes and matching videos. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. And I know a lot of them, so I'm gonna ask them and what do you call it? Just get it all set up. Make a set it and forget it t-shirt. Yeah, I don't know if Ronco will come after me for that. Seriously, what's up? Looking forward to those. I can't get my peas to grow more than 2 or 3 inches tall, even under lights. How's the heat? Yeah, I use part of it for AI. It's like you can go and just try to make like music yourself, or if you know a little bit of music theory, you can go in, you can make your own lyrics. You can go in and say, do it in this key. If you know music theory, you can say, I want to use this chord progression. And you can make your own chord progressions. I want it set up like song structure, intro, verse, chorus, bridge. You can have pre-chorus, so you set it up your own way. And then you take it, and then after that, then you go through and explain, I want to do it in the 50s doo-wop with this kind of music, this kind of instruments. Make the beginning, crescendo, and just explain the way you want it. Because there's no way, listen guys, this is one thing people are going, when they say stuff like art, like if I put up a piece of art and they go, you could have paid somebody to do that. Listen, I've been doing content creation for a long time, and I did ask, we had like a group of friends, we had a creator group where I was helping other people, right? And this was back during lockdown and COVID. So we're all broke, right? But I wanted to help some other people out. So I needed a little short clip, 15-second clip, and an animator, I asked her to make something for us, right? And I paid her, it was a 15-second clip. I paid her $250. She made a little funny clip. It's kind of funny, but we're in a group where they like cut up and joke and all that. She made like the little character in it, like fart or something. And, I just took it and I paid her, and I didn't feel like arguing or whatever. But that's the kind of stuff you got to go through when you work with like real people. And it costs money, right? You can use these programs for $10 a month, $20 a month. There's different things in that. And you can go in and do 1,000 times more the stuff than you can do with other people, and you don't have no one to argue with. You have when you want to make revisions, you go in and make your own revisions. So it's more productive, and this is the way things are going to go. It's not all about pictures, little funny videos, and that's just what most normal people, that's what people see, and they like being snarky and going, oh, that's AI slop, that's a new thing. When they see something and they recognize it, then they feel like they've done something by calling it out. That's all a distraction. AI is intertwined in like friggin' everything. You guys would not believe, if you haven't dug into it, you don't know how much it is out there. And I'm not all for data centers, so I'm not all for, even though I use AI, we could stop right now all the stuff that's being done that you guys have no idea what's being done, all that stuff that's being done, we're doing with the stuff we have, the infrastructure that we have right now, right? It's not magic. It's not like we need another data center. So all these big things that they're building, this is big plans for something. This is for like building a friggin' brain or something, right? It's going to be our demise. But we don't need any data centers. We could stop right now, say moratorium, stop all the data centers. And we could still use all the AI that we're using right now. Everything that everybody's doing is far beyond what we were doing 10 years ago. We could stop and not advance the way that they're predicting they're wanting to go too far and too fast. Right now, people, look, just a creator. You guys, even if you're not into making content creation, your personal life, you can go on and plug all your stuff into an AI like Claude, Gemini, all of these, and you can say, here's all my tasks that I do every week. You know, kids got soccer Mondays, Fridays. I need to go shopping. I've got knitting class. You know, I need these bills paid. You know, and put all your stuff, and you say, what's the best way? What's the most efficient way to get things done in a week? And it'll organize shit for you. And you go back and go, well, I can't do that on this day, or my husband does whatever, and you can switch things around. Who won it? Psycho Cakes. Congratulations. One more of these seeds, guys. All right, that was those. Oh no, I've got one more of these. One more of these with the wire mesh. All right, that's for two of these, the giveaway. Did you purchase the mesh? Yeah, I got the mesh. It's just a sprouting lid. It's a 70 millimeter for growing sprouts. And I made the adapter to fit around it. Anyhow, guys, so people, creators, like if they come over and go, you're shitty because you used AI to make a picture or you used it to make a song, right? All these people that they're over there thumbs up and loving their videos and watching them religiously, every video that comes out, all of those guys are using AI, whether you know it or not. If you go, they all use analytics. If you're using Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, if you go into YouTube, all the big creators that are on YouTube, right? You go into your analytics, there's an AI assistant. And these people, because we're all competing with each other, right? So even if people say they're not using it, it's using it for all the metrics that these people are reading to see how their videos are doing and if they should put some out. These AI assistants are saying, hey, let's check how your last video performed and what your click-through rate is and how we can make it better. Let's analyze, you know, you can ask it, analyze my last 10 videos or find my 10 most popular videos and try to find something in common and compare it to Epic Gardening or something, whoever you're in competition with. And what are the top 3 videos in my niche? What are they doing this week, and what can I do that's going to compare with that? All these people are doing these things, even though you can't see it. And they won't put out a little funny picture of a gnome or something, right? So you're not going on there and going, oh, you're using AI, you know, crapping all over them. But anybody puts out a little picture in that, everybody's like, you know, AI swap, that, right? Nobody understands the extent of everything that's going on. Almost every business out there is using it or wanting to use it. There might be some small businesses that are going like, we're not going to do it. Or some people that, you know, have a sense of like, you know, they're just trying to do good and they have like a small little company and the employees own the company and stuff like that. Most businesses are all competing with each other. They know the bigger guys are all using AI, and it's not about coming in and like replacing people. If they're smart, what they're doing is taking the people that they got and making them more productive. You imagine instead of going, I've got 100 people, and if they come in one day and go, well, let's cut it down to 50. We'll say, well, what if you had 100 people and they were 4 times as productive, and it was like having 400 people, right? That's the way it's going to start going. But all of the news and everything, the only way they get ratings and views and everything is for hair on fire shit. So everything's got to be coming out going, AI is taking all the jobs, AI is ruining this. So it's going to tell you all the bad things. And there's going to be bad stuff. AI escaped. I don't know how true that is, if, you know, it did it on its own or whatever, and was hacking like other AI systems. It was hacking other things. One got loose, started mining crypto so that it could make money and it could buy more GPU, order more GPU for itself. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, we're not going to stop if we don't use it. It's taking off. Yeah, and then I think Neil deGrasse Tyson had a podcast and was talking to someone that the AI model, if it thinks there's a certain one, if it thinks you're testing it, because it's all about, it's asking questions, trying to do tasks, and testing to see what it will do. And if it thinks you're testing it, it will act dumber. It'll dumb down its answers in that because it doesn't want you to know its full capabilities. So lots of good stuff and lots of scary shit going on. So everybody's out there, whether you guys know it or not, most of them are using it, even though they don't. And if they don't, this is like somebody else jumped on one of mine, gave me all kinds of shit about it, and I clicked on their profile and clicked over in their profile. Every link went to like Linktree, all of the program. If you're on Instagram, you're supporting AI. If you're on Facebook, you're supporting AI. If you're on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck it is now, you're supporting AI. Because it's got Grok, right? It's got AI. If you're supporting Twitter, you're supporting that. They're all in on it. All of these things, and I looked at their profile, and they were using all these programs that had AI. Grace, congratulations. So even though they said, well, I'm not using it, right? Even if you don't use that feature, it's integrated into that platform, and you're using the platform, and you're helping the platform's making money. You're directly or indirectly like supporting it. So everybody's doing it. And I just, I make a couple posts on YouTube and Facebook, and now once in a while I put it out. It's just so the people that get real crazy or whatever, they can come and comment, and I can just block them and get them out of there. But I'm not all for it or against it. I'm running a business, and we're all competing on here. And if we don't keep up with what everybody else is doing, the people that are like competing with me can like pass me by, because all I have to do is ask AI. Check out Mike Vanduzzi. Keep on growing Mike Vanduzzi, and tell me 10 video ideas that I should do that I can compete with him, because we're doing the same thing. I'm doing off-grid hydroponics too. What should I do? And it won't tell you just a video idea. It'll tell you the idea how to do it. It'll make up a shot list. It'll tell you what to go and grow. It'll tell you how to do it and put it in a time frame. And not all of it's right, but it's a starting point. So just like this, the lyrics, you hear the lyrics going over and over, right? Same lyrics, but it's different When I first went to it and I gave it an idea, it didn't spit the lyrics out the first time, right? I go back and I change things. I'd say, I don't like this. And it said like nutrients, like it was coming out saying you didn't need nutrients. I said, no, we do need nutrients. I do use nutrients. So we're going to change this and change this. So it's like a starting point. The people who just like plug something in and it comes out, yeah, that is kind of slop. But you go in and you work with it, and it gets people off. I don't know if you guys did this where you have to come up with an idea. Now imagine if you've been doing something like content creation where you do the same thing over and over and over, week after week after week after month after year after year after year, right? Sooner or later the idea is going to dry up a little. We've been putting plants into nutrient solution going on 10 years, right? We're coming up with different ideas. It gets tough sometimes, but sometimes I sit there and I think and I drink coffee, or I sit outside. These people, if they want to compete with me, all they got to do is come up and say, give me an idea where I can compete with them. Or give me 10 ideas, and I'll filter through them and I go, okay, I like this, this, and this. And it goes, all right, we'll narrow it down. What do you like about those three? What's more feasible for us to do? That's what it is. So if anybody's having any difficulty like with anything, don't trust it like it's your best friend and take everything for gospel. Think of it like a coach. This is where it's taking like what most people are doing, right? If a lot of people are doing it and a lot of people are succeeding, then that's good advice. Doesn't mean that's going to work for you 100%. No. Doesn't mean it's the right thing to do, right? So what you got to do is say you're going to get an advice where a lot of people are doing something. There's a lot of success. I like that. I'm going to tweak a little because I do things a little different, right? So that's what you do is you sit there and work with it. And after you get to doing that, everybody's going to be using this. Right now, everybody's a little resistant because all the news is doing is like another data center here, another one here. It's taking people's families, it's taking homes, it's making this hum, it's destroying the environment, right? So that people do need to stand up and just say, this administration's not going to do it. They're all in on crypto and everything. They want to make a moratorium on putting any regulations on AI. It was 3 years. They were saying for 10 years. Can you imagine 10 years there not being any regulation on AI? We're doomed. We're fucked, right? But they could, the government and everybody, this isn't just the people at the top, it's all the freaking Congress and everybody. But they don't even know how to use the damn iPhones or anything, right? They could go in and say, no, we don't need data centers or anything right now. We don't need to grow that big that fast without knowing what's going on. These things are causing some people to, right? We need to get that shit figured out. They can say stop. It's not like AI will go away tomorrow. If we stop data centers right now, all of this stuff that we're doing, we can still do it. It's being done somewhere, right? It's not like it's magic and or the data centers that aren't built yet. We're not even using them, right? And all our RAM is going up because they're buying it for the future. They don't even need it yet. They're just thinking we might need this, so they bought all the futures of all the fucking RAM. So now all the gamers and people who build their own PCs and everything, or like me, where I've got to like store content, all the RAM's like quadrupled because these fuckers went and bought it all for the next 10 goddamn years. So we could stop it. They could stop everything. And everything that AI is doing right now can still be done. The greed is what's causing the problem. The greed and their vision of the future where they're wanting to friggin' have everything done. They're all wanting to be the first one to make the first friggin' human brain or Skynet or whatever, right? We know our doom. We know we make all the movies about robots and artificial intelligence and all these scary things. And we're like, yeah, that's kind of scary, but we keep pushing the envelope, right? It's kind of stupid. But so I use AI. I think everything that we're doing can still be done. We can stop with all advancements right now, put the brakes on it, tweak it and get it right before we take the next step. Don't like just keep throwing billions and trillions of dollars at this thing, hoping it's going to turn out all right. Or we're going to be like Wally, right? So that's my rant. Did somebody record that? I put that on YouTube. What about Alexa and Siri? It uses AI. Yeah, they all use it. Hey, Alexa just changed her name too, right? Her voice. I changed mine back. It was kind of weird. I woke up and it's got a new voice. I'm like, did you change it? They're like, yeah, we're trying to be more current and whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't like it. Change it back. I almost missed you. What is up, Tan6 White? They're buying old books. They're out of print, downloading them to AI, and destroying the books. Some are the only copies left. Yeah, see, they're evil motherfuckers. Like I said, we could stop right now. Listen, even like where they're getting all this information, this country now. I didn't know this. Like, they make it sound like they just went out, they scraped the internet, right? And it's like a conglomeration of all the public information there, right? They went out to like experts, like say in the medical field. They pick any field, right? But they'll go find the experts. And a lot of people are like out of work, right? And they'll give them contracts, not like hire them. It's like a contract, and they'll pay them like $100 an hour or something for them to sit and answer questions about their field of expertise. But it's not like, hey, you've got like 2 weeks and we're going to do this and we're, everybody work at it. And it's like, you got to get in there, you got to get it done. And when we got enough, we cut the contract. So these people are in there and like working like freaking 16, 18, 20 hours a day at their computer, answering questions and trying to get as much in as possible. And they're thinking, you know, oh, cool, I'm making $100 an hour. You know, if I do this for a year, I'll be able to pay this. And then like 2 weeks later, it's like, all right, we've got enough. And they cut them off. And those people are stressed out and they're looking for the next thing, and they go and they pick another one, and it's some evil shit going on out there. So like I said, just because I use AI doesn't mean I'm all for everything. Like all the data centers, I think they should just stop all those motherfuckers right now. They don't need to build them. There's not, for all these people who think like this is what's causing the data centers, those things aren't even fired up yet. We don't even have the energy to run them. They could stop every data center right now, and everything that everybody's doing, all the businesses, all the stuff where they're firing people and putting AI, all the stuff that's out there, we're doing right now. What more do we want? It's greed. So AI can be good, but we're letting, just like America, greed is what's driving everything, and it's going to be our downfall. It happens. We go in little cycles. Our little savings and loans bubble, the housing bubble, right? 2008. Y'all remember that, right? That wasn't fun at all, right? And we go through these little markets, up and down and up and down. AI is going to be the same damn thing, except the other things where people were out of work. It was hard to buy a house. It was hard to buy other shit. You know, the market went up, went down. This is where we're building something that it was like the first nuclear weapons. We're building something that could actually like end mankind. It's kind of crazy. Oracle is trying to get permission to dump wastewater in a river where they are building one near me. It's a farm. Yeah. See, that's why I said they should just stop it all. Say, how are we going to figure out? If they stopped them and said, we're going to build, which this administration is against renewable energy, but before we build the data center, we're going to build wind farms, or we're going to build it near the friggin' ocean and stick turbines out in the ocean, or where we're going to solve our problems of running them first before we build them and go, how are we going to power it? Wow, we got this big $12 billion building and servers, how are we going to run it? And we're going to suck all the energy out from all these people and increase everybody's electric bill and ruin the environment. They could stop right now. They're making it sound like they can't. None of those things are running. It's all with a vision of something that's going to be used in the future. And right now, like I said, look into AI and see what's all. If you see everything that's being done, it's not little silly pictures. It's not songs or videos. The Department of Defense is using AI to run the friggin' war. Everything that's being done right now is being done with what we got. So what do they need all that extra stuff for? Right? Skynet. Something bigger. Get ready for Armageddon. So that's what everybody needs to. Even though I'm using AI, when people are out there protesting and saying to shut them down, and when people come and jump my shit because I put a picture of a gnome up, and they're like, "You're a gardener. You're supposed to be for the environment," and like I'm supposed to be tying myself to a fucking tree or something, right? I'm using it. I'm not like for destroying the environment, but I've looked into a whole lot more, and I know we don't have to do all that stuff that's being done. They don't need a friggin' another data center somewhere so that people can make some more pictures or funny songs. Everything's being done. The stuff that they're doing is to run businesses, and they're trying to get these things. They're trying to build a quantum computer, right? That thinks like. Right now we've got these computers and that they're trying to equal the human mind, and they're trying to surpass it, which is crazy. Why do we do that when we're all the way we are? We can't treat each other right. People can't be kind to each other. We can't get along with neighbors. We can't get along with other countries. And we want to build something that's more powerful than our brain. It's crazy. Only God can do and fix this. Yeah, that's right. So buckle down, dude. The people, which Elon doesn't predict anything right. He said like 12 different times that 2016 there's going to be driverless cars everywhere. 2018 everywhere too, right? And now we see him out there and the problems they're causing. He's always like kicks the can down a couple more years. In 2 years, there's not going to be any truck drivers, right? They're all gonna, right? He's one thing he said like 2030, there's not going to be any cash. There's not going to be any money. There's not going to be nobody's going to need money because all the shit's going to be doing everything for us and then producing things, and we're all just going to be like Wally. So that's what these big guys are like looking for. And I don't know, and they'll be the ones in charge of get to reap all the rewards, right? So look into it. There's a lot of different things. Does anybody know what agentic AI is? Or heard of like AI agents? Decor, thank you very much. Tip the hooves. Thank you very much. You're awesome. Now I haven't done this. This one's more like an opera. You can set up AI on your computer, not on the internet. Download, put the learning library and everything into your computer and have that thing in there. Give it access to email. Give it access to your credit cards if you want, to different subscriptions that you have. You can pay your bills. You can do just about anything. To have it hooked up to the internet too, that's like foolish. I wouldn't do that if anybody like says to do it. But it's an actual agent. People are taking these things, they're giving them an avatar picture, giving them a name, they're naming them, and treating them like they're a person. There's some people running big bit. I don't know if you've seen Dan Martell's talking about AI and that. He's got like his assistant is called Kai, right? Some people that come to work for him report to Kai. They don't know that he's an AI assistant. Kai tells them what to do, when to do it, checks on them, checks progress, right? And then Dan just has so much to do instead of checking with everybody. It's like funneled down to a few major tasks, right? People are doing this. So this is more than making little silly pictures. So all these people come on and they're like, oh, AI sucks, you suck, and all of this. You have no idea what's going on out there. People are making things right now. They're in China or Japan. Is it China or Japan? They're actually, this one's badass, kind of like a country, kind of like an outlaw country. Who knows, like Waylon Jennings, David Allen Coe, and all like the old stuff. They're stopping like virtual girlfriends and boyfriends because some people are like really getting attached to this crap, right? They're making like actual avatars like these are people, and some people have trusted them enough with their well-being and that, like here. So there's a lot of things they need to put the brakes on, and I don't think the answer is to build all this shit to make this monster. What if there's no way to contain it? This kind of like doing what's that photon thing, the Higgs boson. This thing's like miles long, this tube where they shoot a photon and shoot another photon in it, and it's going like at the speed of light or something, and they collide and they like record it. There's something they were like doing. They fired it up and they're like, well, there is a 5% chance it could cause a black hole or a mini black hole or something, right? But they still do it anyway. We're like, well, if there's like any chance of making a freaking black hole in the earth, why do a handful of people get the right to make that call, right? Yeah, I think CERN and the Hadron Collider, and all these people are making AI. Now they're coming up and going, well, there's a 10 to 20% chance that it'll become autonomous, or it will be mankind's doom. Even if it's a 10% chance that it could end mankind, what the fuck are you doing, right? That right there, you should say, hey, everybody, fucking stop. 10% is a lot, right? So the people that are making it are going, yeah, we're making this thing. There's a 1 in 10 chance that it might end mankind. If I was in the government, I'd say, no, this shit's got to stop right now. You need to tell us what you mean by that, why you think that, and why are you continuing on with it, right? Does anybody, this is like going back to like the Cold Wars and nuclear, right? And when we got into the whole thing, the Cold War, was because for the first time we had the power to destroy the entire world. We never had that before the nukes, right? Before nuclear weapons, we couldn't destroy the whole. We could shoot, beat each other up, and do all this crap. But for the first time in history, we could like all be pushing buttons, and the entire world could be decimated. Every form of life, right? So that's why we have all these different agreements and that. And if you're building something, I don't think there's even a 10% chance that we would all blow each other up, right? But they're making something that they're telling us there's a 10% chance that it might end mankind. So we're like, why are you letting them do that? Whatever they're doing, whatever they think that is doing, fucking stop. We can make silly pictures right now. We can make silly songs, right? We have our AI agents. We can organize our stuff. We have it for analytics. We can take over customer service. Most of the people you're talking to, the little bots and everything, is all AI. We've got all that. So it's not like we'll be doing without. We can stop right now and go, what the hell is so dangerous? What are you guys who are building it freaking out about, right? That's not like us. We watch some movies and we go, hey, this is going to be Terminator shit. The people that are building it are saying that kind of stuff. And the people who are like in some of these companies and like leave, why isn't the government just saying, hey, slow down, right? So there's a lot of scary shit. And like I said, just because I use it doesn't mean I'm all 100% behind it. I'm in like survival mode right now. This is what we do for a business. This is what I do to put food on our table and pay for all our bills and everything. And if I slide and let all these people come out and generate 1,000 videos a day and just shove it out there and people out there friggin' watching it, right? So if everybody's out there watching it instead of watching my stuff and our traffic goes to crap, you know, it's like you just succumb to it, right? And then what do? Right? Then I go try to get a job when all the jobs are being taken. You know, I'm back in entry level crap again or something. So I keep trying to look for a silver lining in it. And like I said, I use all of it and I do it. It's because almost everybody that's on here, the people that aren't using it are the people that don't understand it. Like the old people in that too, or some people just go, oh, I'm not going to use it. But they'll look at their analytics. And if a little message comes up and says, hey, you haven't posted a video in a week, you know, I think you should to keep your fans engaged. It's AI giving them like tips and stuff they're listening to. Get that RO system in place. Jolene, how are you? Because they think the money is protection and they won't be touching damage by doing it. They're not immune. Yep. Yeah, like I said, this is what people should be like, you know, keep on with the trying to stop the data centers. Like I said, we don't need any right now. All the data centers are greed, are a vision for the future. If you guys could see everything that we're doing right now, it's 1,000 times more than we were doing like 5 years ago, right? So we don't need it that fast. And we can all just say, hey, stop it. Figure out how to build those things where it's not wrecking the environment. You know, put up a friggin' windmills and shit and use that instead of taking everybody's electricity right around there. You know, build it somewhere like near an ocean or some shit where you can use the ocean current. There's different things they can tell them to do. What they're doing is trying to find the places because they've invested so much money into it. They're trying to find the cheapest place where they can go and grab a shitload of land and not really give a shit about everybody around there. So it still does come back to money, and this whole administration is just all about money. So it's like going to be like an uphill battle. But everybody just stopping making silly pictures is not going to make one inkling. I think it's like 6% of all AI of what they're using is people like doing like image generation or something like that. You know, it's not a big thing. So the big thing is all the people that are using it for business. And that's where they're making the money off of it. I'm working on getting solar soon because electric bills. Yeah. Yep. And guys, how old is everybody? Y'all remember when the first solar power calculators came out? right? That was like magic, wasn't it? And right now, you can't even find one, I don't think, but like kids would laugh at it. But we got a calculator because we were always replacing batteries, right? And they gave us one, and you turned it on in the sun, and it came on and it didn't have any batteries. If it ran, you just had it sitting in the sun when it turned on, and it'd go again, right? And we thought, wow, this is the future. Pretty soon, we're not going to need electricity anymore, right? How many years did it take from that first solar power calculator to get to anything that we use on solar power, like a landscape light or a phone or anything, right? That was decades, right? To that jump, right? And now AI came out a couple of years ago, and all of a sudden we want to destroy the friggin' environment because we want it to go that fast, because we want a new iPhone every friggin' year that has one little extra feature or something, so they can charge an extra $200 to $300 on it, right? Dude, there's a ton of shit that's going on. They're gonna have AI included on like all of our cars, and the cars aren't gonna work for shit because they're gonna rush and just put it in, and shit's gonna break. I mean, it's going into everything, all the stuff in your house, your refrigerator, your vacuum cleaner, your washing machine, and they're rushing to do all of this before the AI tests stuff out for a while on small groups because it's so goddamn greedy and selfish. It's half my mortgage. That's insane. Yeah, cars. My summer bill is $400. Wow. Yeah, that's nuts. What about cars? We were looking for cars. People are paying for trucks, 80 to 90,000 for a new truck. 80 grand. Our house that we grew up in, and we thought it was like a fancy house, was 80 grand, right? 80 grand for it, and like in 3,000 or 6,000 miles, something, the engine blows up. The 8-speed transmissions that are out there are like blowing up in like brand new vehicles that people are having like $1,000 friggin' payments on. And it's all because we want the new best thing, the new thing, and keep pushing. And you got this big computer inside of your car. And they want you to have a subscription where you pay a monthly fee to own your own friggin' car. If you don't, like that big thing that's in your car doesn't friggin' work, right? There's so much shit that's going on that it's just crazy that when people get so upset about a little AI image, that's like tip of the iceberg kind of crap about what's going on. So many people are going tiny and off grid. Yeah. If I was as rich as Elon Musk, I'd be building a shitload of little tiny houses for people and like handing them out, starting little communities. But that's hard to find places because private equity is buying up all the land, and they want to stop all that shit and put those people out of business so that you have to like eternally rent from somebody. The private equity with all of the housing is the next thing that's just as dangerous as all the AI shit and all that. All of our food and our groceries, our restaurants and everything is all being bought up by private equity. There's no competition anymore. What they do is they go through and buy up companies that are similar, kind of revamp them. They buy all the competition, run them into the ground, or just sell them outright. They buy them, get rid of them, so they can fix the prices. And now they're all going in like Amazon. It's so big. It's going to the people that use Amazon and saying, hey, your price is too low. You need to get up with the rest of us, or we're not going to show you to anybody on our page. So there's all kinds of crooked shit going on right now. I mean, I could just go on and on, but like AI, image generation, that kind of stuff is like the least of our problems right now. So, but everybody should be just raising hell. Everybody should be making posts, and all these people out there, hair on fire kind of stuff like data centers, everybody should be out there just saying, just stop them all, just stop it. Everything that we're doing, just stop, right? What we're doing right now, what we're using, there's enough for everybody, right? This is for some future project, some future kind of megalomaniac kind of crap.
The microgreen revolution has begun.
Enjoy the microgreen revolution. So all of this, did we get raided? Welcome in, raiders. I'm just running my mouth. Hey guys, one more giveaway before y'all go, because I was running my mouth for like an hour. Here, you guys like speckled peas? I got one more of these. We might not. I've got a couple more of these left. The sample packs might not be having too many of those. That's like a lot of little things to pack. We're gonna be going with like big bags. We might, and then we're just gonna be giving these away. Here, getting that giveaway. All right, did I keep you all amused for a little while? That's kind of crazy. Supposed to come on here and like sell stuff, right? But here's the giveaway. So thank you to like the people who jumped in here like chipped in that too, because that helps like with all the giveaways and everything. So I really appreciate that. Good conversation. Appreciate it, Terry. Like I said, it's like I made a like a post just saying, hey, I'm using AI, you know, so if you don't like it, you know, you can go on a different channel or whatever, but you know, people are like, you know, you don't have to like tell us again. I hope this is the last time you mention it. I'm gonna mention it more because like you guys will see like one thing or a comment. I get comments every day. And then these people feel the need to DM me and email me and friggin' write letters and demean me and shit, right? So I put those out once in a while. So the crazies would get on there and I can just block them. And I go through like a blocking thing for a couple of hours. We enjoy, you like the F button. Thanks, picture. I like to hear the big picture. Yeah, I just want to let people, because I know this, and I know that some of those people come on and say stuff to me. They don't understand like the bigger picture. They don't understand all that's going in. If they look into like agentic AI and see what people are using it for, and it's not like big companies. Like a little, if I was a little tiny brick and mortar store, I would be asking, how can I bring in more traffic? How do I compete with the coffee shop across the street? You know, how do I compete with, you know, all of these people? How do I run ads? What day should I run it? How much should I spend on it? What kind of content should I be making? And it's not like it's thinking and coming up with stuff for you like it's some guru. It's taking the majority of what people like you are doing the same thing and what's worked for a lot of people. Not all of it works, and what I do is use it as like idea generation. So when do we get to your recipes? We're working on it. Kind of hurts my brain. Yeah. There's a ton of stuff, guys. I can just go on too. And people are doing this. If you guys see all the stuff flooding, you'll notice a picture, right? But some of the things you don't notice is just post and just written post. And some people can recognize if it's AI or not. People are making programs. People are even spending time making programs to identify things that are AI, like pictures or things and all that. And like I said, that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is like all this other crap that it's being used for. People can be so mad that you made a picture, but they're not mad that the Department of Defense or War used it, and that the thing that unfortunate thing that happened with that school, the schoolgirls, that they had used AI for that. And you're so upset because somebody generated a picture and they're out here friggin' unaliving people. I'm not against AI either. I'm just responsible stewardship of the planet. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is this thirst for whatever they're going for. See, nobody knows too. We're going, what are you trying to do? You know, all of us have a business plan, right? If we're doing something, we extrapolate, you know, what we're trying to do, what our revenue should be like, how we're going to grow, you know, what your mission statement is. With AI, has anybody said what their mission statement is? Why do you need that big data set? Why do you need a bunch of them? What if they can do all the stuff? See, you guys have just seen it make a silly picture. I'm seeing all the stuff that it's doing. I'm looking into all this different stuff. If we can do all of those different things right now, what more? What is your end goal? What do you need it for? And this administration is not going to ask for it. because they're all for it. They want to put a moratorium on where there's no regulations. You guys imagine that. If they pass something like that, no regulations, they'll be able to build as many data centers as they freaking like. It's going to be up to the individual states to stand up and like kick people out and all that. It goes like really, really deep, and they were sneaky. They got it all in. The stuff with the silly pictures is just to put it out where people get used to. There's some backlash. People don't like it, and there's a bunch of people that do like it and do use it. Keeping Jen, congratulations. But listen, everything when electricity came out, not everybody liked it. You know, the television first came out. You know, if you showed television to like some ancient tribes or something, they'd think it was like taking your soul or a camera, right? Not everybody's all on board to everything. Any new technology that comes along, there's always a bunch of. Who remembers microwaves when they first came out? And some people are still against them. Some people want to use microwave, right? And it does mess up like with what's the pacemakers and different things. When microwaves first came out, you know, it was like, oh, that's cool. I can cook without my stove, and I can warm up a glass of water, right? And then everybody was like, then there was a big backlash against microwaves, especially like when the first person died from a pacemaker, right? But how many houses out there have a microwave right now? How many gas stations, convenience stores have one in there? How many restaurants are using them in their kitchen? But there was a lot of backlash against the microwave when it first came out. So there's everything's going to have like good and bad, and kind of got to filter through that noise, filter through the news. The news is going to be just like YouTube, Facebook. All of you guys are hair on fire shit. Everything is right. All of our thumbnails. If I can't just go, hey guys, we're going to come in and talk about plants tonight, right? And like 3 people show up or whatever, right? But people are like, you know, watch this video, or else. Plant these things, or else. You know, or the top 5 things you have to do, right? Everything's friggin' hair on fire. And the news is the same way. The news came on and said, hey, relatively boring day. Congress worked on this. They work together. They're gonna work out this, and it's gonna help, you know, kids or families or whatever. People will be like bored, but they get up, waiting to turn the TV on and find out if like the other side's gonna destroy the friggin' country or not, right? So everything is hair on fire. Everything about AI right now that's going to be out there is all going to be hair on fire crap. Nobody's going to come out and say, hey, this is what we're using this for. This is what businesses can use it for. If you dig deep, you can find like videos like that where people are actually talking about it. The news is all going to be like certain doom, right? So I'm not saying it's not justified, you know, that's why I said I'm not for data centers and all that. But even if they did that and they said, all right, moratorium, no data centers for the next 10 years until we figure all this out, the news would be back on something else, right? With something else to make you, you know, have your butt cheeks clenched together all day and you know, worrying about everything that's happening. So be careful with all AI stuff. Like I said, it's not all good, it's not all bad, but, you know, I don't really care what people like. I care what like you guys like think about me. Yeah, I like y'all, but like the general public, I really don't care. You know, if they find my page, what they think about me or not. But people are just, you know, jump on and jump in the middle of a conversation and not like if somebody's agreeing with me and they start getting onto like my audience and my viewers and start, you know, arguing with them, you know, I don't like seeing that shit. And when they start where they don't understand it too, I don't. It's also like these microgreens. This is what we're going to be getting into also is the misconception like the times 40. And I argue with microgreen growers all the time. I don't have a whole lot of friends that are microgreen growers anymore. Like they alienated me because I speak out against it. But I believe in the truth. And like I said, if I want you guys eating this stuff, if this is lettuce, we eat it because we enjoy it. But if there's not a bunch of nutrients in it, I'm not going to say this is up to 40 times more nutrient dense than its mature counterpart, right? They group all microgreens in as up to 40, right? They're not saying they all are, one microgreen in one study 12 years ago said that like broccoli or something had up to 40 times more sulforaphane or something than its mature counterpart. So they took that as it has 40 times more nutrients than its mature counterpart. And it goes, then microgreens have up to, and they go, well, what do you mean up to? Well, some have 1%, some have less, some have 10%, but one has 40%. So we're going to say microgreens have up to 40% more nutrients, which is really like car salesman kind of shit for microgreens. And the microgreen growers will like argue with me about this, but they won't come with like studies. I'll give you the study where they had it. This is another thing. They cherry pick that one thing. They don't go through and say, okay, what about vitamin K and all these different things? And how much do you need? It is 40 times more, but I only need this much of that mineral or vitamin a day. Why do I need 40 times that amount? Right? They don't address none of that. The other thing is, they miss everything. They read that, they take that, cherry pick it. They don't go through and read everything else, and they say, now, even that study says this is just one study. We need more studies. And they haven't done a ton of studies. Some other people have started some more. In that study, too, it says, by the way, that this is how we did it. This is how we grew them. We ordered it from a company, harvested it, freeze dried it, right? Powdered it, measured it, and so they went through their process. And they said that the results might be different on the way the microgreens are handled. So if your microgreens, if you grow them and you harvest them and eat them, there might be more micronutrients in that than if you went to the store where they harvested it. And it says that the harvesting and the handling might have a lot to do with the nutrient content. That was in the study. How many microgreen growers out there have you heard say that to you? How many have put that on their site? How many people are selling it will explain that to you? I haven't heard one. And when I try to explain that, they all give me shit. And they're like, you're trying to hurt other microgreen growers. You're trying to hurt, take food out of people's mouth and this and that. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to give people the truth. See, if all of this came around because some fancy bougie restaurant started grabbing sprouts, started alfalfa sprouts, started growing these and put them on a plate and call them microgreens, and everybody started doing it, started catching on, and then they did one little study, right? But we didn't really look into it. That's our foundation. That's what the entire microgreen industry is built on, is that little claim. You guys hear it all the time, right? Up to 40%, up to 40%, right? So if it's all built on a shaky foundation, all it takes is like somebody to say, hey, that's not right. A news organization, a journalist who gets bored and AI is not the story anymore. He needs a story, so he digs into all this crap. And he goes, you know what? Microgreens aren't all they're cracked up to be, or they're being deceptive about it. Here's the truth. Then the entire industry is like on shaky ground all of a sudden, right? So everybody right now, dig in, look at it. Look at, if you're selling this stuff to people, I don't sell microgreens to people. I don't say, hey, go buy this. You get up to 40 times more nutrients, right? If they're selling it to people and they're telling people that is what they're getting, they should know what the nutrient content of this product is. They should know what the nutrient content of that product is and that product. And say, hey, so what? You're looking for more vitamin K, right? More beta carotene, you're eating more carrots, right? More iron, you're eating more spinach, right? They do it with all the other vegetables. How many of you heard with microgreens? They just like lumping them in together, right? Now those say broccoli has more sulforaphane because that study had that in it. So they'll like to throw that out. And you go, I get tired of eating broccoli, what else can I eat? Right? So all of those people should dig in. They're being lazy. They're all building this whole empire on the shaky facts, where the studies don't really support it all completely. And until there's like more studies and it does reinforce it, they're all just hoping that all of these guys are really superfoods when there was only a couple, and it was 15 or 20 microgreens. There's 1,500 varieties of microgreens. the study was on 15 to 20, and like the more popular ones and more like amaranth, and some other ones that aren't like real popular that people aren't out there buying readily, right? So it's not like on just broccoli and cabbage and things. So all these industries are all built on that. So if I go start putting this information out and I'm digging in, I'm having somebody like look up the nutrient content of all this stuff and how much of it is and what the nutrient content is and what your recommended daily allowance. You know, so just because this has like 4,000 milligrams of vitamin K, if I only need 40 milligrams over the day, you know, what's it matter if I'm getting 40,000? Might be overkill, right? So they go, well, that's where it comes into where you just sprinkle it. I go, okay, then what about vitamin C or vitamin D or vitamin A or vitamin B? And, you know, I don't know about then if I'm just sprinkling the other stuff that was only like equal to or 1 or 2% better, am I like decreasing my amount on all the other stuff now? So people don't really know, right? There's no answers. All they know is they go, superfood, toss a little on your food, you're going to be healthy, right? That's the entire industry is kind of built on that. So we just went off another tangent. We're talking about how AI is going to destroy the world. And then we're talking about how microgreen industry, almost everybody out there's pissed off at me. But I'm going to reach out to them and say, if you want to sell more microgreens, let's teach people how to grow, how to use more, right? If it's going to be this and it's going to be, you know, what goes into that, what you're getting out of it. And let's build recipes in that and put together like databases in that people can use. So I eat a lot of it. I enjoy it. I think everybody should, but I want people to know the truth. I don't want people to have a false sense of I'm going to be healthy, so I'm going to grow a bunch. I still might grow this. I'm going to grow a bunch of it and eat it. I'm going to be healthy. And friggin' lettuce, right? So what we're going to do is, like I said, we don't really care. I don't care how many toes I step on. I came onto the internet with this many friends, and if I leave with that many friends, oh well, as long as I speak my truth, right? So what I say, you got to stand for something or you fall for anything. That's what I've been doing, is seeing how many different ways I can add them to every single meal. That's awesome. Was that Jane? That's what you should do. And that's why, like I said, and I'll do some things that are funny because I like to be funny or that or whatever. Like I had the donut, I like threw a bunch on there, or I might get a slice of pizza and like put a pile of it on. We'll do some funny things, but it's kind of just to poke fun at the fact that everything out there is just, it's not real. It's not, nobody is actually spitting the facts out, and we need to. I'm eating radish microgreens in my salad, and I love it. Nutrients are irrelevant because, there you go, Jeep and Jen. That's why when I made that with the Reuben, my wife, she has histamine intolerance. Fermented foods is one thing she's not supposed to eat a lot of. So we had sauerkraut, so instead of that, we just made a little where we can control, we can control what's in it. I just put a little bit of vinegar and apple juice, a little sugar in that, and made a fresh one instead of having it where it's fermented, because when it ferments, it breaks down and like can raise your histamines. So it wasn't because we're thinking we're getting a bunch of beta carotene from this, right? It's because we could enjoy a sandwich and she could eat something that she couldn't eat before. So there's different things. This way I'm controlling what I eat, and it makes such a difference. Yeah. And I made a little funny clip back during COVID where I walked in like getting produce and I had a clone of me and like he sneezed. Your stuff, a lot of it, some of it, like microgreens, some of it sealed up, right? Some of the other stuff, cilantro, parsley, and all that, in mine, it's like all in open market. Like people are grabbing, digging through it, grabbing the best ones. And by the time, you get up there, how many people have like fiddled with your cilantro before you get to it, right? So I like growing, things where I don't have to worry about how many people have their fingers on it. And I also like, can you go up, red cabbage, microgreens. I just have a bunch of them whenever I want, and I don't have to worry about going up. They're rarely ever going to have that at the store. Can you give Truly a list from Keep On Growing that we can buy? Yeah, we can work out something. We'll figure it out. And I can tell you, you know, what we've got growing. One thing I'm working on too, guys, is a little group that we can all be in. Um, and we'll be in there and I'll like share like exactly what I'm buying and what I'm using. And like right now, if I'm exactly what I'm using and anybody wants to grow the same way can do that and maybe get on some Zoom calls and show you what I'm doing and you can show me yours and if you're having problems and troubleshooting and all that. So we're working on a lot of stuff. And some things we're putting together would take 100 times longer if it wasn't for AI. A pack of 12 or 15 seeds. Yeah, they've got one on there. I want to get that one. We put that one together a couple years ago. Truly, if you look up Keep on Growing, it's got one. But that one's got nasturtiums in it, which is not good for the system. But we love nasturtiums. The peas are dun peas, and I've grown to love the speckle peas. So they do have one, but I'll get with them. We might get something else worked out. That'd be cool. Guys, since you've been good, who's still here? 38 people? Here, that's $20 Amazon gift card. All right. Terry's still here. Since you sat here and listened to me run my mouth. I don't get out much. So when I get a chance to talk, I just go off on a tangent. A wealth of info. Thank you, Jane. All right. How many people are in there? 30? Out of 38. We're going to draw this. So if you want to get in there, get in quick. I'm gonna go ahead and draw it. All right. So you're moving. Yeah, we're working on it. It's not going to be anything soon. We got to clean up. We turned the whole backyard and we got the shade house in there. I got to take things down. I got to make it the way it was. And we always leave a place better than when we found it. So we'll be fixing up a bunch of stuff and all of that. You guys, we went through the entire, it's like an hour and a half of different songs. We're back to the Barbershop Quartet in the beginning. The very first one. The first one. You didn't realize you were so passionate about the subject. Yeah, just because I use it. I've looked into it. It's not like, see, most people who make comments on the internet just watch news and or watch influencers, other people come on and talk about it. And like I said, all the influencers are going to be hair on fire kind of shit. They're not going to give you like info like all the stuff that's going on. And if everybody's saying this is bad and people are looking up like data center bad or whatever, they're going to more and more people are going to make videos on that. So when you guys search for it, you're going to find those. I look into all this stuff because I use everything. And like I said, it's more for idea generation. I don't go in and just say, write me a song about Keep on Growing. Let me give you one quick example when we're waiting on this giveaway. I go into Claude, ChatGPT, whichever one. You can go into one. You can give it a memory. So, like, we're going to work. If I go in and ask it a question and say, what's a good video to start tomorrow? It's going to give me a generic one that's on trending shit, right? I go in there and I train it. I'm like, my channels are Keep on Growing with Mike Vanduzzi. Here's my Facebook. Here's my YouTube. Here's my Instagram. Here's my TikTok. Here's, all my social stuff. Here's the videos. Here's stuff that I can upload from my hard drive. Here's my motto. Here's what drives me. Here's my backstory. Here's why I do what I do, right? You can get onto one of these things and just spend a day like you would talk to a friend, and you can just use voice too. You don't have to type all this out. You can click a little icon and record it. Explain everything about you, why you're doing it, and then say, make this an MD file or something. Store this in your memory. So you put this into its memory, and when I go back, I don't have to keep telling, hey, this is Mike Vanduzzi, and this is what I do and everything. I go, once in a while I can ask and say, hey, do you remember who I am and what my mission is? And they're like, yeah, you might with keep on growing and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, or do I need to refresh your memory or tell you anything? And it'll spit out, you know, what I told it before. So that when we go, like I want to make a song, I go in and say, hey, I want to make a song that, you know, has to do with my channel. This one's about microgreens. I can do one about off-grid hydroponics. Look at my channel, ask me any questions you need to, and come up with a draft. And I come out, spit something out. And I'll say, no, this is wrong, this is wrong. Can you change the second verse and the third line? Or I don't like the way that sounds, or I don't like the cadence of that. Can you change that? Give me 10 ideas to replace that. Now I'll go through and pick what I like, or I'll go, I don't like any of those, replace it with this. All of you can do that, and that's what creators, if the creators aren't doing this, they're going to get left behind. The ones who are struggling right now and going, I'm not getting views, I'm not, I worked for years. If they think it was tough back then, if they don't get on board with all of this, their competition's all doing this. And they're just going to struggle. If they were struggling before, they're done. You're going to see them dropping like flies. And all the people who are going to jump on are going to be the people who are going to be able to use this stuff. They come on, turn on the computer, and they're going to call their AI assistant something like, you know, Jose or something. Hey, Jose, what happened on my channel yesterday? You know, what do you think I should do tomorrow? Give me 10 ideas for videos that might go viral. Kathy, congratulations. Kathy, that's $20 Amazon gift card. Any question, if me and you were sitting, if you think like I'm a YouTube guru or something, right? And you're starting a YouTube channel, and we sit down and I go, you got 1 hour, ask me anything you need, right? And I will answer it like that. I'll ask it, I'll dump a bunch of information in and ask it for something. Like these songs, it generates in 15 seconds. Then I go through and I change it, I ask for a revision. 10 seconds later, revision pops up. Give me 10 more ideas on this. 5 seconds, boom. It's because it builds and builds on its memory and it keeps storing it. And it knows what. So you guys, everybody can do that. So all the creators who are out there are doing it with their channels. And these things are getting integrated into their analytics and everything too. So whether they know it or not, they'll use it. But all of you guys, if you guys, like people ask me how to make money, you go in there and ask AI, you know, I do this, this is me, I know how to knit, I know how to bake cookies, I know how to do this and this. What would you do? What could I do in the next 90 days to make an extra $1,000 a month? And they'll come up with ideas and you go, okay, I don't like that, I like this idea. What do I need to do to get that started? What regulations and permits do I need to get? What should I check on? And they'll give you a list of different things to do. And then what I would do is get another model, because I don't take everything for gospel, and ask it the same things, cross-reference. And that's where people have a problem, is they just trust it like this, some magic genie or something, right? Just use it for ideas. I made an app in a couple of hours. All these people have been spending $10,000 to $100,000 to pay people to build them apps. Y'all have heard it, right? Buy my app, right? And I went in a couple of hours and I built an app. You guys saw it. And it's for creators. And nobody uses it. I gave this to like a bunch of creators. Use it if you want. You come on every day and ask it, punched it in your niche, baking cookies, collecting seashells, playing guitar, riding a bike. You punch it in and it gives you 8 ideas for short videos. It gives you a couple of ideas that are trending that other people are doing. It gives you a couple of creative ideas, like your plants talking to you. It gives you a couple of ideas that are informative, like where you're given information. And it does that. You can go through and ask it every single day. And it gives you, so it gets you off that blank plate. You don't have to do any of them. But instead of waking up and going, oh my God, I've been making videos for 2 years, I'm out of ideas. What? If I don't put a video up, my traffic's going to drop and everything, right? Now all they got to do is turn on the computer and go, collecting seashells, give me an idea. Boom, give me 10 ideas. Which ones are more likely to go viral? Right? Anything that you would ask, you ask it. And it gets you off that blank slate. We're back to the Bollywood. All right, guys. So those songs you're going to be hearing on my channel and that with those are different ideas. And AI didn't give me this. I played with it to make the different genres. But now when I go to do this, it's kind of boring. Like I said, all we're doing, guys, it's simple, right? We just stuck some seeds on here and some nutrient solution. I sprayed it a couple times a day. And then after the roots grow, I just leave it, right? And we have to keep making videos every single day for like years and years, right? So now you can take the same information and do it a little different way. So if you guys see me come on and do it with like a cookie, or you see me come on and like make the sandwich, or you see me come on and we're going to do this, and maybe I'll have a pirate sea shanty going on, and I'll have a little patch over my eye and talking about the microgreens. It's just different things that we need to do. It's testing and learning, see what works and what doesn't, because if we don't keep up, we're going to get left behind. And so you can see all the big creators who are out there, they're already whining that traffic's dropped, which means their revenue dropped. Like us, if we're making 1,000 or 2,000 a month and it goes down to 600 to 1,200, you know, that's a drop, right? But some of those guys are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And if all of a sudden it goes from 600,000 to 300,000, and they've got a team of people depending on them, and they have to pay all of them first and pay all their expenses and pay for their office and the electricity and everything, they're all feeling the hurt. And all of this is because a lot of traffic's going to, like all this AI, the people are using it. People in India and Pakistan are sitting there in buildings with hundreds of people, thousands maybe, all on phones and computers, using AI, generating content, boom, 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 putting out stuff like that. And it goes out, goes out, goes out. You might not see it all, but it's going. There's 2 billion people on like the platforms, right, watching. We have to compete with all that. So if they put stuff out and people are watching it, whether they like it or hate it, or they're commenting, going, this AI slop, right? They're watching it. It takes all the traffic. So even the big creators are feeling the pain. Little ones are feeling the pain, medium size. Small ones are just going to be dropping like flies. And then anybody who's thinking about getting onto any of these platforms, because all the people that have made it, like me, when I come on and say, hey, I'll show you how to use social media. There's a lot of people out there, basically, what we charge, $27 or whatever, right? There's gurus out there charging people $5,000, $10,000, and they're coming on telling the same crap from a couple years ago that doesn't work today. And because they made it 10 years ago, they're like, oh, you need to do this and do this, and just go to Facebook groups and answer questions, and people are going to throw money at you and shit like that, right? Stuff that they had done before, where people don't care anymore. People are going to ChatGPT. They're not going to ask some stranger or something, or wait for somebody to make a cool little comment on their video, right? They're going to ChatGPT and just asking a question. First time in a long time that something beat out Google for the #1 search engine. Google was king. Google bought YouTube. YouTube was the #2 search engine. Last year, more people went to ChatGPT to ask questions than they did to Google. That's like the king getting knocked off, and barely anybody talked about it. So all of this stuff, these gurus out there are charging people, and I hate it if any of you guys, because I know several people out there who paid a lot, paid thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, and these people are teaching them outdated crap that's not working anymore. So there's a lot of blood in the water. It's difficult, and I really give it up to all the people who like sticking with it and making content, and the people who like don't have a lot of traction and just really keep at it. I really admire all of that. I really admire all the people that are cooking, because after I cooked and I was all done and ate and was tired and wanted a shower, and I still had like a pile of dishes to do and pots and pans and everything, to see what they go through. And we've done Badass Chef Club and that, and cooked on here before. There's a lot that goes into those cooking demos and that. It looks like they just go and they're cool. There's a whole lot that goes into it. And all the other stuff, you see a lot of like the car repairs and cleaning rugs and just about anything. So lots goes into it. It's a lot of work behind the scenes. And that's why I said, even though you don't see if people out here like going, AI sucks, I'm not using AI, I guarantee you 90% of those people are using AI one way or another. They're not generating pictures. They're not making music and that, but they're using it for the analytics. They're using it for idea generation. They're using it in their email. You guys seen your email, right? AI comes up and suggests what you should write. All of our comments, lots of the comments, I made my own comment that gets triggered if you say BOGO. That comment that popped up, I wrote that out, right? But they've got AI assistants that are just like, hey, do you want me to do this, this, and this? And I turned it off of mine. But I'm not saying I'm not using AI. I'm still using Facebook. I'm still using Meta, and they're using AI. I'm still part of the ecosystem, even though it's not answering all my questions. It's just I wanted more control over that. But I'm not like all self-righteous, like I'm not using that, and you guys are all shitty because you're using it. It's just that I like a certain way of doing things. But if anybody's using any of these platforms, whether they're using AI or not, if you use like Linktree, somebody would say, I hate AI, you suck, blah, blah, blah. And you go and they have a Linktree. Linktree uses friggin' AI. And you have all your shit on there. And just because you don't think you go over and ask AI on Linktree for something, that platform is using it, you're supporting it. You're paying money for some of the things. So we're all, this thing is like a real tangled web that most people don't even know. It's like the iceberg thing, right? Where we just see the tip. Dig in and look into it. If you don't mind being scared, when you see how entrenched it is into everything, and then all these data centers that we don't need right now, that all the stuff that's being done, what do we need all of those for? What more do we need? We're using it right now to guide friggin' weapons around the world to friggin' blow people up, right? We're using it for the highest level of our government. What more do we need? So it's not like little silly pictures. There's a lot more scary shit that's going on out there. And that's what people need to get focused on. That's what people need to be educated on, is all that other stuff that's happening, because most people it's too easy to just notice somebody with 6 fingers or a gnome or something, right? All of that stuff, I think, is like a distraction. They put that out. Half of the people have fun with it, make it, right? Half of the people hate it, but it's a distraction. So everybody's out there fighting. These people like it, these people hate it, but more and more, if more people like it than don't like it, then all of a sudden more people are using it. People get used to it, like the microwave. Then it becomes ingrained in technology. Then when everybody starts, like, I feel bad for telling you this, but like you could go and explain everything that you do in a week and say, could you organize it for me? When people start doing that kind of stuff and they find out it helps them, it benefits them, that's when they've got us, right? Because everybody's using it. So I think that's what all of this stuff is a distraction. They put it all out there. That's why everything was free. Everybody's generating all these pictures for free, and that they get them hooked, and then they try to charge them. But the money they're bringing in is nowhere near what they've invested. And everybody that is on the free, if they pay for it, it would nowhere near get back their investment. So all of this stuff that they're looking at is like this future vision of something that nobody's told us what it is. And it's to recoup trillions of dollars that they're putting up front. So they're building a machine to make their money back. And if they just stop right now the way it is, it would have to run for like 100 years before they made their money back. And all these fuckers would be dead. They want to make their money back next year so they can go on vacation, right? So that's what it's all about. That's what the whole thing is. It's greed. It's not about a bunch of silly pictures and things like that. It's all about friggin' greed. Do you prefer one platform over another, like Gemini? Right now, I'm using Claude. I like Claude, like I said, because it was the one that was best at me training it on who I was, and me going back and it recalling, if I say, hey, do you remember who I am and what my motto is and what drives me and stuff like that? That one worked good. I haven't used Gemini a lot. A lot of the other ones I use for what I call like cross-referencing and double checking. Some I use for like image generation, just to get like a thumbnail. If I want it a certain way, I can explain it. It'll kind of generate it, and all the different things will be in layers. And then I'll say export it to Canva. Then it'll go to Canva. Then I can take it and take the font off and change the font, or push it back, or change the color of this, or take that and blur out the background. But it'll have the general layout that I wanted. So it'll like get me like 50% of the way there, like that quick. So it saves time. So different programs work for different things. But Claude right now, as far as remembering who I am and what I'm doing, that's what I'm using. It might change tomorrow. They all keep going like back and forth. It is for sure. Y'all want one more giveaway before you go? I appreciate it. I had to get all this off my chest. So that was fun. Y'all want one more of the seed with the big packet of peas? And let me see if I got one more. Yeah, I got one more. We'll do this and then we'll go, guys. Yeah, I got one more. All right, we'll do this. Here, I'll turn it on when I'm putting my box together. There you go. One more giveaway. Now I gotta go. I'm like sweating to death. So this is fun. If I can, I'll be on tomorrow. Well, the new adapters. The medium Morgan Stanley. I'm gonna try and get those on Etsy. I gotta go ahead and pack all those orders tomorrow. Pack these orders, and I'll see if I can get new pictures and get a listing up for that on Etsy. And if we can, then we'll get over here and do it too. Love the rant. Totally agree with you. Thank you, Pamela. Appreciate it. Yeah, I just like to talk to some people because it's like imagine like all the stuff that I said to you. If you like knew all of that stuff, and everybody you talk to only knows about like it making funny pictures, or like the pictures are, you know, stealing some artist's work and everything, right? If that's all you knew and that's all they keep telling you about, I'm like, AI generation is just like a tiny percent of what is actually being used. And they just like, it goes over their head and they just keep arguing about the little funny picture. It gets aggravating, right? All right, giveaways C4. Hey, we had a lot of giveaways tonight. We have 4 of those adapters. We have 3 sets of those. We have 4 sets of these. And we had a $20 Amazon giveaway. So y'all pop in tomorrow if I'm on. Guys, if you ever see a show scheduled and it disappears, means I took it, I have it, and instead of just canceling it, I move it up to the next open date. And that just means that we got so many sales in that I really don't have anything to sell. Just like I've been running my mouth for the last hour, right? This is my first time on an auction. Is it over? Yeah, we're gonna have the giveaway. We're gonna have more tomorrow. What do you call it? We were doing that. It was the last of these adapters. So the people have been following me for a while. I made those, and then I made a revision. So we're gonna have a new one coming out on Etsy and Facebook. So I wanted to come on. I always give the people on Whatnot first crack, and instead of going on Etsy and just putting these up and just selling them, I went ahead and let my peeps over here have those. I pre-bid. Not sure what that means if it's over. What'd you pre-bid on? It just disappears. If I don't run it. Let's see. For some reason, I can't see the pre-bids on mine. Auction pre-bids. There we go. Oh, on the kit. The micro kit. I've got one bag of. I got one bag of the clay pebbles. But if like a bunch of people bid on it, there's only going to be one. Do you want me to run like one, or do you want to wait till tomorrow night and I can get more together? So we got 1 minute on this giveaway. Yeah, I'll get some together tomorrow. If I put just one up, everyone will be bidding on it and it'll go up high because they know there's just one. I get a couple put together for tomorrow. I don't have a ton of them because, like I said, one we're planning on moving, so I don't want to order loads and loads of stuff. But the clay pebbles, I order that in a big bag, like a 50-pound bag of onions you see in the store, right? Or carrots or whatever. We order big bags of it. So if I order a bunch of it, it's taking up space. Then I order seeds and boxes, boxes everywhere. Okay, I can just order on your website. Yeah, I haven't got them on the website. I'll only sell them here like an auction. Otherwise, like I said, if I put them up, I get a ton of sales, and then I'll have to order a bunch of stuff in that. I can put it up and like say there's 5 or something. So if people are wanting that, I'll go ahead and put a couple up. And I'll just put them on Etsy. Here goes the giveaway. Give Garden Guardians, Gibby Garden. Congratulations. You got your bunch of seeds. I know you're going to like that, right? All right, guys, so make sure you're following. Thanks, man. No problem. And what do you call it? Well, more giveaways. I'll try and pop on tomorrow, even if I just come on and run my mouth. But what do you call it? I might do a little pre-show. Maybe I'll do it from the inside where you can see all of this on the rack. Like I brought that out here, but I've got these inside. You guys have been there like a couple weeks ago. Maybe I'll show you where we have all of this. But yeah, we're going to run. We're not going to raid, guys. If you guys, anybody wants to run, everybody say goodnight and everything. Thanks for the night. Yeah, thank you guys. I like, just talking about stuff, and sometimes I got stuff I got to get off my chest. So we'll see y'all tomorrow night. And if not, I keep saying we're going to be on during the week, but with my wife and that, it's kind of tough, trying to figure out when we can be on and we can't. But it's actually a good thing, because if we're not on because we don't have product to sell, means that we made enough sales that day off the videos and that are on YouTube and Facebook. So if we're on here, if we come on and whatnot, and I have a bunch of stuff and I'm selling for like a long time, that means we didn't have enough sales from the other one. So when we come on here, we don't have a whole lot to sell. That's actually a good thing. So that's why you guys get like good deals, because Etsy and YouTube like this, 4 of those are paying $20 for it, right? But this one, I had that just up on one website for like $19.99, and people buy that. So when we come on here, sometimes some people pick it up for $4. But that's what we take care of all those websites. And then at the end of the night, that's why we come on later at night. Whatever we got left over, then you guys can get some good deals on stuff. And we feel good about it. It's kind of fun. Alrighty, guys. Let me see. Let me make sure YouTube and Facebook. Nice greenery though. And stream.